Hello and welcome to the 2025 Chess.com Puzzles Championship. Today we have the knockout. We have 8 incredible players who qualified yesterday into the knockout today. We have our reigning champion, Ray Robson. We have a tremendous challenger in Andy Woodward. We're going to get to know all of the players. But first, I'm National Master Sam Copeland, and I am joined by Grandmaster Pepe Cuenca. Pepe, please introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, Sam. Hi, everybody. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I was following the action yesterday. It was amazing to see these monsters, perform. And I'm so much looking forward to the action today. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And I see that your fans are already popping off in the chat. They're dropping your memes with rada-ta-da-ta-da. And some new fans who may be less familiar, since you're mostly on the Spanish streams, are just loving your name. Pepe is a really, really wonderful name. Which matchup today are you most excited about, Pepe?
Well, I'm really excited to see, for instance, Andy versus Dania. Andy is 14 years old only, and Dania is 29. It's from the old generation, let's say. So I'm really looking forward to watching this match. And of course, also Ray Robson versus Satwani. It's going to be extremely interesting to see. Ray is champion. He's never been defeated in the last 5 years. And Satwani, it's a great talent from India, only 19 years old. And he scored really well yesterday. So it's going to be a great fight between them.
Absolutely. And all of the 8 competitors obviously are tremendous Puzzle Rush players. And they're just trending young. There are some really, really young talents here. Andy Woodward in particular, who became a grandmaster at 13, one of the brightest stars from the United States, is going to be one to watch. But also Liam Putnam is really tremendous. Anthony Atanasov. So we've got some players who really are firing on all of those puzzle synapses, and it's going to be exciting to watch them. Pepe, yesterday you mentioned you were watching the show. What stood out to you yesterday in watching the competitors doing battle yesterday?
I was following the action, as I told you. It was amazing to see how these guys can perform, more than 55 every round. My top score is 44, so I feel like a grandfather to these guys. It's amazing how they perform. They're extremely fast with the mouse. And it's gonna be great.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about the format for today and how the action is going to shape up. So we begin here with the top bracket, the winner's bracket, which of course everyone is starting in. That is a best of 8. So we're going to be playing Puzzle Battle. Yesterday we were playing Puzzle Rush. Of course, the big difference between Puzzle Battle and Puzzle Rush is that they are competing directly against each other and they have the same set of puzzles. So after a player is eliminated, not eliminated, but is defeated, they will move to the loser's bracket. So we will be playing a double elimination format. In the loser's bracket, it will be best of 4 in Puzzle Battle. Right. As we mentioned just a moment ago, it's slightly different than the Puzzle Rush that we were playing yesterday in that they get the same set of puzzles. They're competing directly against a single opponent, but it is the same timer. 3 minutes yesterday, 3 minutes today. So we would expect that what they showed yesterday is basically going to carry over today. We saw that they really needed to get scores of definitely into the 50s, and we saw some scores up around 60. Those are going to be the marks that they're going to need to show today, and players are going to need to get really close to 60 if they're going to be winning their puzzle battles.
Right. And so we see the stats there of Andy Woodward. He became a grandmaster with 13 years old. Sam, that's really impressive. And I think the record is with 12 years and 4 months from Mishra Abhimanyu, right, from India. It's crazy how these young players, are improving so fast these days. For instance, now we have this Argentinian talent, Faustino Oro, who is 11 years old, and some kids trying to break this record. But of course, this is extremely impressive from Andy, right?
Absolutely, such a tremendous talent. And last year, He was the runner-up. So Ray Robson, who we'll talk about in a moment, has won all 5 of the puzzles championships. But Andy really impressed last year as the runner-up in a close battle against Ray. And this year, he was so impressive in the qualification stage. He was the only player to score 60 twice. 60 was the top score we saw. Only 4 players managed to achieve a 60, and he did it twice. And honestly, we were watching it. He just looked so relaxed doing it. He was laughing. He was leaning back in his chair. He didn't maximize his puzzle rush attempts. He is looking confident, I think, as we head into today.
It's a good strategy, right? To rest. If you score already 60, maybe it's good to relax, because of course you can get extremely tired after 2-3 hours of puzzle rush. And, it can be even better just to take some moments and relax a little bit for the next rounds, And actually, my mistake, Mishra is not from India, it's from the US. Sorry.
Both Mishra and Andy. The United States is a tremendous location right now, full of talent in chess. But we are diving directly into the first puzzle battle. So we have Andy playing against another very famous, very popular player from the United States, Daniel Naroditsky here. And they're off. You really are going to see slim margins all day. So Andy is a little faster, 35 to 31, 36 to 32, but we are going to see just these very, very small bits of separation in terms of speed from the players here. What are you expecting from this match?
Well, I think it's going to be extremely balanced. As Danny, I was saying yesterday, it's all about consistency today, because these matches are really long. It's best of 8. So that means, I don't know how much that can last, but every match. But you need to be very consistent and not get tilted. This is very important. For instance, myself, when I do this puzzle rush and then I get 2-3 mistakes in a row, then I extremely tilted. So, they have to control that as well.
Absolutely. And you saw that a bit just now. Danya had almost caught Andy, but then he missed one and he immediately missed another. And that's something that we saw repeatedly yesterday. Like if your rhythm is thrown off by missing one, quickly you'll miss a follow-up. Very often we saw a lot of players who had a really clean run and then they immediately missed 3 just because the rhythm was thrown off. This one looks like it's going to go to Andy. There's a minute left to go, but he has a clean run, 50 to 47 right now with no misses. So the one thing I can say in Danya's favor is that I think Andy is facing a little bit harder set of puzzles right now. So maybe if Danya can solve these, he can catch up as Andy slows down, but he's not slowing down. He's up to 55. That is incredible.
It's crazy.
Man,
yeah, now Danny has to score 5 in 30 seconds. That's very tough already.
Yeah, and that wouldn't even do it because Andy's probably going to get some more. Although he did just miss 2. It looked for a moment like he might just start off with another 60, one of those high scores. But I think that's unlikely with 3 to go now in 15 seconds. And of course, we talked a little bit about the puzzle battle and puzzle rush format a moment ago, but it's important to remember that as they solve through these puzzles, they are getting more difficult. So for those of you who are new to the puzzles format, remember that they start off easy, they get more difficult, so you'll see a lot of speed initially, and then it's going to measure out a little bit. Once they get up to those 50 plus, even for these players, it's very difficult.
Right, and the first point goes to Liam Putnam versus Pranav, 56 versus 53.
Absolutely. We've switched over. We saw Andy Woodward take the opener against Danya, and now we're with Liam and Pranav, and we're waiting for this one to start for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this will be a close matchup. Andy is top seed, so that's going to put him as a favorite against Danya. But Pranav and Liam were both one of the middle qualifiers yesterday, so this one should be very, very close.
Right. So I have some curious stats, Sam, about these players. Pranav, tried Puzzle Rush for 10,200 times since Puzzle Rush was created, and Liam Putnam tried Puzzle Rush for 8,300 times. That's a lot.
Wow.
A lot of Puzzle Rush, yeah.
I guess it's not very surprising that the key to being good at Puzzle Rush is to do a lot of Puzzle Rush, but it's amazing how much
Exactly.
they do.
Exactly. There is no mystery. Work pays off. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. We're going to be focused on this match for a little bit, so we're going to really get to see how Pranav and Liam are stacking up. While we do that, I'm really curious for the people watching in chat. Why don't you share how many Puzzle Rush or Puzzle Battle attempts you have? So we're talking 10,000 and 8,000 here. I'm curious if anyone in chat has attempted as many rushes as that. I know I haven't.
And
Maybe like 1 or 2,000.
Ray Robson is the guy who did the most. He did like 42,372. And that means if you divide that amount of time between 6 and then between 365 days, that means he did like 19 Puzzle Rush every day on average since Puzzle Rush was created. That means like more than 1 hour a day of Puzzle Rush, which is crazy, right?
That is so mind-blowing. 46,000 attempts, 19 per day. And I feel like there are definitely some days when he, probably had like 500 attempts in a single day. When we initially
Right.
released Puzzle Rush, it was incredible how many rushes he was doing every day.
Right.
What are you seeing, Pepe, in these solves here? We're at 41, 43. So these are difficult, but the players should certainly be expected to mostly solve at this difficulty level. Currently,
Yeah, they have
both
two
have
exits
one
already.
strike to go. Mm-hmm.
Right, so they need to be extra careful now. And probably this one is going once again to Liam Putnam. So 45 versus 42. It's going to be tough for Pranav. But now he scores 43 versus 46. Yeah, he goes wrong. And second point goes to Liam once again.
Yeah. And Liam can continue to solve, or he doesn't have to. He has the option in the interface at this point to just close out. Although I'll correct myself. He doesn't have to continue. He's won this one, but we should definitely keep the tiebreak in mind. The tiebreak is the cumulative number of solves that you have. So even though he had
Right.
already won, I think with 47, when Pranav missed his third, got his third strike, Liam definitely wants to ramp up that score in the event that the tiebreak is relevant. So all of the players today are definitely going to want to use their full 3 minutes and be getting as many solves as possible.
Right. So just to let the audience know how much time new kids like spend on Chess.com. So do you know how many games did you play, Sam, during your life on Chess.com? Because I know my stats. I played 4,000 games. Okay, which is a decent number, and I am 37 years old. And Faustino Oro, he's 11. He played already 16,000 games. So 4 times the number of games I played, and he's only 11 years old. Which is crazy.
That's incredible. I do know that I know roughly my number without looking it up. It's around 22,000 or so.
Okay,
So I actually
good number.
have a goal for this year to get to 25,000, which I should be able to
Okay,
do with the pace of play that I have. We'll see.
right.
I have a theory that the best way to get better at chess is to play chess, which isn't a very
That's the only
surprising
way.
theory. But sometimes I think we really focus on different things we can do in terms of improvement. Puzzles, of course, is a big, big part of that. We see the players
Right.
crushing these puzzles. But sometimes we forget. And if you look at the really talented young players like Faustino Oro and Ali Reza Farouja and Andy Woodward, the players here today, they all have a ton of games or puzzle rushes, etc. They're not just sitting at home. They are, with a book on chess. They are playing a lot of games.
Right. Just remember Ali Reza Firuza in the last candidates. He was not doing really well in the tournament, and one of the nights he was tilted and he was playing bullet on chess.com for the whole night. Yeah.
Yes, he is an absolute addict. We saw that yesterday, by the way, with Daniel Naroditsky. Right after winning, he played like 3 hours of Puzzle Rush, and
Right.
he qualified in the very last moment, which was a really hype moment. There was a lot of great emotion there. He was thrilled. I know the audience was rooting for him. He immediately started a blitz game. Like, we were reaching out to him for an interview, and he had immediately started a blitz game, and we talked about how he's, just a chess addict as all of these players are. So here we are seeing that Pranav is looking to strike back, though, right? Because he's at 46 to 44. He's got 2 strikes left. Liam has 1 strike. So he's looking good to catch up and get on the board. There's a bit of a warm up maybe, and Pranav is ready to get back into this match.
Yeah, only 15 seconds left, and 50 versus 48, so still some small chances for Liam Putnam, who is trying very hard in the last seconds. Let's see if he can make it. It doesn't look like that. 51 versus 49, no. This one goes to Pranav. 2-1 is the score now.
Absolutely. One thing I love is the pattern here. They didn't miss exactly the same ones, but the first one they missed around like 25 there was the same. So the pattern recognition is the same for many of these top players. And we missed that puzzle that they missed, but they both had that one early miss, but then Pranav pulled away and he's on the scoreboard 2-1 in that match. And we're switching over now to Raunak versus Ray, our 5-time champion. So Ray is already up 3-0. He struggled a little bit yesterday relative to expectations, but he's looking really hot today. Pepe, what is that one question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, the exact amount of puzzles that we have on chess.com or not?
I could go check a Slack channel, but I don't know right now. It's maybe something like around 800,000, but don't quote me. There is an exact number, of course, and it's something maybe in that ballpark, I think.
So it's basically impossible even to memorize them, yeah? 800,000. So it's just a ridiculous amount of puzzles, yeah?
We were talking about that yesterday, and I generally agree, but we don't have as many puzzles that are like 2,500 plus. And so someone like Ray, who's done 46,000 attempts, I think has probably seen the more difficult puzzles in many cases a few times. We're adding new puzzles all the time. So you're never going to memorize all of them. It's just not going to happen because there'll be like a dozen new ones in a single day. But Ray probably has memorized quite a few at this point. In fact, I think he's commented on that in the past.
Right. So, by the way, Ray's the second oldest guy on the field with 30 years. Oh, he's the oldest guy, right? 30 years old. And Dania is 29. Right. And then we have Taher, 25, Atanasov, 16, Satwani, 19, Andy, 13, 14, and Pranav, 18 years old. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's crazy to think of Danya and Ray being sort of the senior players in the field, having grown up and cheered them on as super, super young grandmasters. But of course, at this point, they're, pros, and they have been around for a while and are forces in this competition. I love this king running up. Ooh, was a misstep there. The king was trying to slip away to G3.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Where's the mating net here on the left for Raunak?
Right. The king was on F5. Rook E5 was the move. And just to let the audience know, we're here to interact with you guys. If you have any questions, we are reading you guys on the chat, so feel free to ask whatever you want.
Alvin asks, has Ray gotten a single puzzle wrong in any of his runs? And I haven't checked, but the answer is absolutely yes. Well, I guess I don't know for today. I haven't checked today, but he certainly missed some yesterday, and it's expected that you're missing some. It's not expected that you would always have a clean run. His 58 right now, that being super clean is amazing. That is incredible. But of course, playing your best puzzle rush, even for Ray, means that you are moving at a speed where you're not going to get them all right all the time.
Okay, so they just told us, our team, that Ray has missed only one puzzle today, Sam. And it's already 4-0 versus Satwani.
That is so good. That is just stunning. Only one miss so far today. And
It's very
there's an interesting
solid.
comment in the Twitch chat, which I have no idea if it's true, but I'm going to read it because I think it's just really interesting. Tactics and Swindles says the thing about Ray is he's slightly slower in the middle section of the puzzles, like between 35 and 50. But when the puzzles get really tough, his speed doesn't drop off, whereas the others do see drop offs. Have you observed that as well? I feel like I've seen the same. I think that Tactics and Swindles is onto something.
Right, he's very consistent, and he barely misses. So yeah, he's a little bit maybe slower because of his age, But yeah, he barely misses, and that's very important in these matches. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we see a comment from Daniel Naroditsky in the chat as well. He says, absolutely no chance, LMAO, a Ray versus Andy final. So we didn't see the finish of the match, but from what I gather, it must have gone Andy's way. Andy certainly looked very impressive against Daniel in the bit that we saw there. And it looks like Daniel is predicting that just like last year, we are going to have an Andy versus Ray final. Do you think that's right, Pepe?
Yeah, that's very likely. They're the two favorites of the field. So it's I think we can see that in the final naturally.
Absolutely not groundbreaking news, but but always fun to be anticipating where we're heading here. And 4-0, it's best of 8. So Ray is in position to put it away right now. He is behind though.
Right.
Both players perfectly clean so far, 44-42. But this would be the moment that that Tactics and Swindles was talking about in the chat, saying that Ray doesn't slow down when he hits these harder puzzles, and Raunak and the other competitors typically do. So we'll see if Ray can catch up. Seems like he's maybe making some progress.
So it's 49 versus 47. He is already, only 2 points behind. And we're going to see if this is the case in this phase of the competition. So 41 versus 49, only 40 seconds left.
They're
Bishop
just
G7,
holding dead
Queen
evil,
G5.
dead equal. Raunak gets a first miss, gets a second miss, and Ray's at 51. So he's about to have a shot at the same two that Raunak missed. He's on that one.
It's balance. 52 versus 52. Only 18 seconds
18
to
seconds.
go.
He missed the same one as Raunak.
Right.
But he got the next one. 11 seconds.
Wow. 8
Raunak
seconds.
is out. 7.
So this is very...
And Ray is pulled away. This match is over. Wow.
It's crazy.
And that, as we noted earlier, is only the second time that Ray has missed a puzzle out of 5 puzzle rushes. And he defeats Raunak, who got one of the highest scores yesterday, 5-0. Wow.
I heard he's also a very good tennis player. You actually watch a video from Ray Robson's channel where they were playing tennis really well, actually, both of them.
And I heard that as well. It's really funny that you mentioned that to me, Pepe, because today I woke up to an email in my inbox from a Chess.com member. I don't know if they're watching today. And they had emailed us to let us know that we should add to our merch store tennis rackets, specifically because Eric Rosen and Ray were really popular tennis players. And if we put tennis rackets in the merch store, that they would sell really well. We have pickleball rackets, so maybe tennis rackets are next. But yeah, it's really funny to me that you bring that up, because that's the only time I've ever had Eric Rosen and Ray Robson in tennis in my inbox, and it's come up again today.
Yeah, pickleball is becoming a big thing in the United States, right? How about paddle? Here is extremely popular. So I guess also should be growing in the States as well. It is some sort of tennis with balls. Here, everybody plays that.
Is that similar to or different than racquetball? Racquetball is quite popular. It sounds like we might be talking about the same sport.
It's different from racquetball. It's like some sort of tennis, but with lateral walls. So I know it's growing for instance, in New York, there are some courts, but so in Spain, it's one of the most popular sports now.
Amazing. I don't think it's made an impact yet in the US, but it may just be that I am ignorant. So maybe the chat can tell us if it's not yet so popular in the United States or if I'm just out of the loop. Both are very possible.
Mhm. So how
Well, we
about
have a
Dania
4-1
versus?
here.
Right, this is 4-1
Liam could
for
put it
Liam
away
Putnam. Yeah.
here. Yep. And our production team just told us that Danya did was defeated by Andy Woodward 5-0 in that match. So Andy managed to
Wow,
take all 5 of those
crazy.
puzzle battles.
Hmm.
Captain Carrot in the chat asks, has Danya already played? Of course, we just answered that, but keep in mind it's a double elimination format. So though Danya did have a very tough match against Andy, the top seed today, he is going to have another shot in the losers bracket, and of course he can have a great run, and hopefully we'll be seeing him again multiple times today.
I like this format. It's very similar to the one in the Champion Chess Tour, right? So everybody gets a second chance. So kind of it's fair, right? So the winner is the one who deserves to be the winner, right? At the end of the day.
Absolutely. We love the double elimination bracket format. We use it a lot.
Right.
Michael Brancato, the events commissioner, is just a huge fan, and so he's very responsible for that.
Mhm.
Here we're seeing close to the end. We've only got 13 seconds left, and it looks like Pranav is going to win. It's been a tough match, but both times we've tuned in, it looks like Pranav is going to get, or he's clinched a win now because Liam has missed his third one. So he wins,
Right.
and it's going to be 4-2. Both times we watch, Pranav manages to score and keep it competitive.
Right. Pranav already above 2600 on classical chess, one of the best talents from India. And Liam, I guess he's from Canada, right? He's an IM, already above 2400. So we'll hear this name for sure in the near future as well in classical chess. He's listening to some good music. I can see that.
Absolutely. And I shouldn't call out bugs when we have them in our interface. But don't we have a bug in terms of showing the flags with the players right there? So
Yeah, I see some flag
which
from Macedonia, right? Or some. I think it's Macedonia.
okay, so we have the flag,
Yeah,
I think, of Macedonia, and
I think so.
it's not a bug. It's what Liam has selected as his flag on his profile, which I don't think is representing his federation, but is maybe something
Right.
personal to him, or he may just like the flag. We have a lot of Nepalese flags on Chess.com because the flag is just so cool for Nepal. It may also be
Right.
Anish Giri fans. There was a
It's
great
one of
question.
the.
There was a great question in the chat. Who is the
Mhm.
youngest player in the field? And Pepe, you were sharing stats on that earlier. Who is it today?
Right. So it is Andy with 14 years old, and then the next one is Liam with 16. Then is Atanasov also 16. Then we have Satwani with 19 years old, and then Taher, I am from Indonesia, 25 years old, and finally the old guys, the grandparents of the competitions, Dania with 29 years old, and Ray Robson, 30 years old.
And we have an update, by the way, on the match between Anthony and Josef. Anthony won that one 5-0, which is really quite surprising. Anthony was one of our last qualifiers yesterday, of course, competitive all day long, but Josef was one of our first ones. But a 5-0 victory for Anthony, really, really very impressive from him in that matchup.
Mm-hmm. So Nepalese flag is one of the few flags which is not rectangular, right?
Absolutely. 2 triangles. Absolutely the best possible shape for a flag.
Actually, my 3 flatmates from my masters in Italy were from Nepal. So I have a lot of good friends from Nepal. Such a nice country. Never been there, but I want to.
Someday. Maybe someday we'll scale Everest together, Pepe. That can be our trip to Nepal.
Hopefully.
I see Danya is in the chat giving a little bit of updates. He's listening to the commentary and commenting that he's feeling like a grandparent in the field. And he commented that he only lost because his great grandniece distracted him. So he's having a little bit of fun there with being one of the older players in the field.
Yeah, when I was following you guys yesterday, I was watching Andy, for instance, and his stream, and then you also had like Kosteniuk, right? So I think she's about my age or something, and probably entering in his last 30s or 40s, and then you could see the difference between her and Andy, for instance, with the mouse skills, right? It's just crazy how these young kids are so fast, with the mouse.
Absolutely. Speaking of fast with the mouse, Liam has won his fifth battle against Pranav, or his seventh battle, but the fifth one that he needed to get the best of 8. So he is through against Pranav. And
Right.
looking here at the bracket, we now have Andy Woodward going to compete against Liam, who, as we said, just won. And then Anthony Atanasov playing against Ray Robson. Of course, I think we in the chat probably anticipate that Andy and Ray are favorites based on what we've seen so far, but these are going to be really exciting matchups. What are you anticipating here, Pepe?
I'm going to say that Liam Putnam is going to surprise everybody and beat Andy in this case.
That is a bold claim.
My prediction.
Liam's gonna surprise everyone and knock out Andy. And here we have the losers bracket. Danya's going to be playing Pranav, and Yosef is going to be playing Raunak. So those should be very, very exciting matches. Like we said, I think that it's hard not to select Andy and Ray as favorites in that top section, but in the second bracket, it really feels like a toss-up, and we're probably going to see some battles go both ways right there. Do you think, with no disrespect intended, do you think in this round there will be a battle in which Ray or Andy is defeated?
Yeah, I just said that Liam is gonna defeat Andy, so definitely. And in the other battle, yeah, I think it's gonna be very balanced this time. So no 4-0s or 5-0s this time. And just to remember the audience, like in the loser bracket is best of 4. So I think we're gonna follow first those battles, right? Because they can finish earlier, and then we will jump to the winner bracket matches, right?
Absolutely. Well, that has been an exciting opening to the knockout today. The action has really delivered in all possible ways. We're going to take a break now. And for our subscribers, we encourage you to learn more about the Woodpecker method in the break, which is a great way to improve your tactics. If you're watching this, feeling like you want to be able to compete with these top players, that is a wonderful course that you can check out that will really help you up your game. When we return, more of the 2025 Chess.com Puzzles Championship.
See ya.
What if I told you I became a grandmaster by solving the same exact chess exercises over and over again? Yes, it sounds a little crazy. After all, if each chess game is different, why repeat something you've seen before? Shouldn't you practice calculating in unique positions every time? Well, that's true. But there's also a way to train your brain to streamline its calculations. And that's the Woodpecker method. My friend Hans Tikkanen invented the Woodpecker method in 2010 when he was training to become a grandmaster. 7 weeks after he finished using his method, he earned all 3 of his GM noms to earn his title. Seeing his success, I had to try it for myself. And a couple of years later, I became a grandmaster too. As word spread, others tried it too, with excellent results. Okay, so what is the Woodpecker method? The first step is to take any large amount of chess puzzles and solve as many as you can in 4 weeks. In my books and chessable courses on the Woodpecker method, there are about 1,000. You don't need to do that many, especially if you are a beginner, but I recommend solving at least a few hundred. At the end of the 4 weeks, take a break, a few days at least. Then solve the same exact problems again, this time aiming to finish them in 2 weeks. You might remember the solutions from before, that's okay, but try to solve them like you're seeing them for the first time. After you finish the second cycle, try solving them in 1 week, and then a few days, and then try solving all of them in a single day. It's not easy work, trust me, I didn't think I was going to make it the first time I tried it, but the results were remarkable. It's because much of chess is pattern recognition. Rather than calculating every single move in a position, your brain looks for ideas and patterns it has seen before first, and they help you calculate faster and more accurately. So by doing the Woodpecker method, you're building intuition, helping your brain become more efficient in calculation. And that's the Woodpecker method in a nutshell.
Okay, so we're gonna set the board up. We've got a few fun puzzles for you.
Oh, white to play and win?
Yeah, white to play and
Okay.
win.
My first thought was bishop d6 rook takes, but it doesn't seem to help.
Okay, bishop d6, rook c8 makes not so much sense because rook c8 and then rook d1. So we need something more smart.
Bishop d6, this one, but then he just takes. Yeah, bishop d6 doesn't work. So check, 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 king e6.
Most natural would be queen g3 check. Because if king a8, now I have queen e3 and I set up my own back rank.
Bishop, bishop, bishop.
It's not so simple. You know, how to save some, some pieces, especially if we want to win later on.
Most natural would be queen g3 check. So then comes king c8, of course.
So Jan, after queen g3, black moves the king to c8.
What?
Queen g4, queen takes, bishop a7, king d7, rook d2, and rook c1.
Nailed it.
Yes, correct.
Bishop a7, king d7, check, mate. Oh, it's very beautiful.
Very, very nice.
Something like queen g4, yeah, like queen g4, bishop e7, rook d2, rook c1. No, but that's like super simple. I mean, but my problem is that I wouldn't see the queen e3 works after king a8.
Do you want to keep going for more?
Of course. until I solve.
This next puzzle
It's finally for 1600s, yeah?
Welcome back to the Chess.com Puzzles Championship, everyone. So that was obviously an exciting round. No elimination so far because it is a double elimination bracket, but we're on to round two. Pepe, who are you excited to see match up in this round?
Well, I especially want to see the loser bracket because it's a large chance for these four guys, for Dania, for Pranav, for Joseph, and Zadwani as well. Dania is one of the favorites from the audience, and yeah, we can see him like grabbing some food and drinks right now and getting some energy for what can be his last chance to stay in the tournament.
Absolutely. And yesterday he was just so relaxed, just seemed to be having a lot of fun, was bantering with his audience. He did mention that the puzzle battle format is a little more stressful, and it does seem like he's a bit more focused here, but he's also been dropping into the chat. He just seems like he's having a good time. And I know that everyone wants to see an exciting matchup between him and Pranav. And we're checking over with Ray, who, if we thought Dania was relaxed and having fun, then it just seems like Ray's a bit of a monk here. He never seems to be too emotional in these puzzle battles. What's your impression of Ray today so far, Pepe?
Yeah, he's doing great, and I see the competition already started, I think. So maybe we can see some action already. And let's see how it goes.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump in. We're already 30 seconds into our first battle in just a second. And I believe we're going to start with Anthony versus Ray. Anthony Atanasov versus Ray Robson. And we mentioned, I'm informed that we are pivoting. We are pivoting to Joseph versus Raunak. We'll be able to check in with Ray later, but we're going to start with Joseph versus Raunak.
Okay, there we go. 31 versus 30. 2 minutes left. So we can see, so it's pretty balanced. And yeah, queen d1 mate. See what happens. That queen on the king on a6.
Nice checkmate with the rook on
Wow.
h2. And the other player just found it. Raunak's a little ahead.
Wow. Queen c3 and takes on b2. Taking on b2 was not the solution. Probably queen c7 or something, with the idea of checkmating on the 7th rank was the idea. And now Raunak has one mistake already, one X. So it's 40-40, extremely tight now, the match.
So close. Rhythm is super, super important here. They both just have one miss. Raunak's pulled away slightly, 42-40. Looking good for Raunak. But he gets a second miss. You see the flick of his hand. He's not happy about that miss.
Right. Now it's white to move here on the left side. It is very tough puzzle. I don't see the idea. Maybe rook takes b2. But then rook takes on knight f3. That was correct. And two mistakes already for Raunak. Yeah. What's the idea here?
Got to be
Rook
looking
d1?
for a win here with an extra strike to work with.
Right. Wow. It's 46 versus 44. Only 30 seconds left.
Raunak just sped up 2 quick solves. So now he's at 47-45. He's got that one extra strike, but he's pulling away 48-45.
Yeah. He
I
doesn't
don't think
find
Joseph can catch up.
the solution.
49.
Rook takes e1, queen h4. We saw that before. Yeah, 50-48. He needs 2 more. Can he make it? Bishop c4.
Not in 3
queen
seconds.
h5.
49.
No, he didn't.
Yep. Raunak takes the first one, 51-49. Raunak is one of the players. Actually, Joseph, did Joseph get a 60 as well? I think both players might have gotten a 60. I'm blanking, but Raunak definitely got one of the 60s yesterday. This was a tough run, 51-49 from both players. These players qualified regularly yesterday with mid to upper 50s, so that was a tough battle for both of them. They both found those puzzles challenging.
So remember, it's just to the best of 4, so they need 2.5 in order to qualify. So every point counts a lot now.
Absolutely. And we just saw the best of 8 matches in the winners bracket, but like you say, best of 4 is really going to add to that tension. So that first victory already matters a great deal. And if Raunak wins this one as well, then it's really back against the wall for Joseph.
Right. I'm very curious to know. So where are the Indonesian or Indian fans out there in the chat? So just write something there so we can see you guys. I'm sure there are many people just rooting for the players, you know.
Let's drop some emotes, some flags. We'd love to see the representation.
Right. I think number 1 from Indonesia used to be Susanto Megaranto. Am I right? I think this guy is from my age, from my year, actually, 87. So he used to play in the World Championship under 18 and 20 or something like that. But I'm not sure anymore if he's still number 1 of Indonesia.
I believe Susanto is. He's in the past done some commentary for us. I know
really?
that the Indonesian community was really thrilled to root for him when he played against Magnus Carlsen in the World Cup some years ago.
Right.
So they were paired up and they were thrilled to root for him. I do think he's still number 1.
Mm-hmm. He has a very cool name.
Not
Susanto
Duas
means
Keepas
in
for
Spanish.
the chat. Not number 1. Susanto means?
His saint means in Spanish. His saint. So Susanto. That's why I always remember this name. You know, it's a very cool name.
Fantastic. That's a great note.
So it's balanced now. 45 versus 44. Only 1 minute left on the clock. No mistakes so far.
Bishop G5
One
with
now
a nice
for
mating net.
Anthony. Yeah. King G1. It's not F6 working here. Not F6, Bishop B5, Queen F7. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm focused on Raunak because he's ahead. And he
Right.
just won. He just won 50-46. Tiebreak is the cumulative score, so he should still try and get as many solves as he can. Although it's looking good for him, it doesn't feel like he's going to need the tiebreak as he's going up 2-0, and he'll just need. Well, he doesn't even need to get another win because you can split a match, and a split match would also be enough.
Right. And now we change matches, and here we see Dania already leading with 1-0, and this is extremely balanced now. What happens there? No, it just finished. Yes, so it's 1.5 versus half, and they are going for the third match now, third round. Sorry.
Absolutely, 55-55. But
Wow.
I think someone correct me if I'm wrong. I should really know this, but I think that Pranav should have just won that one. He didn't, because he still has half.
Didn't, yeah.
I thought it was a win because it's 55-55. But if you have an extra strike, I thought Puzzle Battle was a win. But I may just not be up to date on the current regulations in Puzzle Battle. So that is a really, really important note. That's a split match, 55-55. We are really focused just on the raw score here.
So who are you guys rooting for Pranav or Dania in this case? So it's 2020. Wow. It's extremely balanced this time.
Okay. And we're getting confirmation on that score, but we do have a split match on that previous one. So Dania is up 1.5 to 1/2.
So if he wins now, it's done, right? So he needs only a win to qualify. And it's looking good for him.
Looks like it's made on G6. There he goes. 34-34. Right. Dead even right now. No misses for either player.
Wow. So what to play here with white? Queen h3. Beautiful. To go queen d7 mate.
And we have a correction from Game Ops. So because the score was 55-55, but Dania had one less strike, we are updating that. So that intuition that he had won was correct. We have that correction, and it now reflects that. He's up 2-0. So this definitely puts it away. Either way, a win would have won for him. But now he could legitimately tie and also advance in this best of 4.
He only needs a draw. But he's now down the score, 45 versus 43. So looking good for Pranav. Only 1 minute left with this king endgame. 8-7 winning. Queen f3 stopping the mate. Now, how to win this game? Check, check, and then you promote. Beautiful. Queen c4 looks like a good move here.
You just picking up
Queen
G4?
d5. Right. But that should be made somehow. Queen d5 or queen c4. What's the subtlety? What's the difference between the two moves? I'm not sure.
In a game, let's game, I would go for c4 because I just want to hit the knight on g4. That's not right?
Right, it was queen. No, it was queen e6 to go g6.
Ah.
It's 51 versus 50. So Dania needs to balance the score. Is 51 versus 51. 2 X's for both players. It's 52 for Pranav. Now Dania needs one more to qualify. No, now he needs 2 more. 1 more in 1 second. Can he make it? No.
They both X'd out right at the end. 53-52. Pranav gets the win and pulls back to 1 versus 2. That was insane. I like their sentiment. I like their sense of the time because they both immediately entered an answer when they had like 1 second left. So they both knew exactly where they were on the clock and were like, all right, I'm just trying the move that I thought was right. I don't know if it would have been enough though, because you're at this point always going to be needing more than one move. So even if they got the right move, it probably they still would have run out of time and not had the ability to enter a follow-up. In any case, congratulations to Pranav for pulling back, and he gets another puzzle rush, which is underway just now.
Right, could be the last one, or maybe they get to 2-2, and what happens after 2-2? They play another round, right?
No, at 2-2,
Or-
we go to tie breaks. There's not another puzzle battle after that. The tie break is the cumulative score that the
Cumulative.
players have.
Mhm.
Yep. So
Okay.
we were talking about how important it is, even if your opponent has missed 3 and you've still got some time left, you've won that puzzle battle, you've got to run up the score to get those really good tie breaks.
So in case they go 2-2, we'll need to make some numbers, some maths.
Yes, we'll just let the game ops team handle that. You and I, Pepe, are
Right.
not going to do math. At least I'm not going to do math. But there will be math done, be done in that case. I have an update from the team. Josef was eliminated. That match was 3-0. So 3-0. Anthony got all the wins in that match. Congratulations to him. Actually, that means that Anthony has won 8 out of 8 puzzle battles so far today, which is just insane.
That's crazy.
Raunak, apologies. Raunak was playing Josef.
Mm-hmm.
I had those matches mixed up. So Raunak won 3-0 against Josef.
Mm-hmm. So how to mate here on the left side? Knight d5 to go rook d7? Yeah, that was the way to go. It's 40-40, 2 X's, so there is a lot of nerves now, a lot of tension. Wow. 43-43.
I hate the ones where it's defending, which is one that Pranav just solved. Like when you're attacking, you get those natural, intuitive candidate moves. You're going check, you're going capture. When you're defending, it's so difficult.
The so-called forcing
Process of
moves,
elimination.
Captures, checks, and threats. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's looking very good now for Dania, yeah?
48-47, 35 seconds to go. They both get that one.
Yeah. Only 27 seconds to go. 50-49. 50-50 now. It's balanced now.
Both with 2
And
strikes.
Dania is not able to see the next one. Wow. It's 51.
51-50.
For Pranav. Yeah. Now Dania needs to score. He's not seeing it.
I feel like we had this exact puzzle that Pranav is solving now earlier. Maybe not quite the same. And 3 strikes for Dania. It's going to go to 2-2, and we're headed to actually, we're headed to tie breaks, as we were just talking about. 2-2, and we're going to check the tie breaks. We're going to need the math from the team. Pranav is caught up here. And we can maybe take a quick look at the we've got the scores here on bottom. So I promised we weren't going to do math. Well, it's huge for Pranav.
Yeah.
That makes it harder for us to do the math.
Let's do it. So it's +2 for Pranav. It's for Pranav, yeah.
It's Pranav who goes through against Dania.
It's
very,
Pranav
very
for 1 point, you know? Crazy.
Wow,
+1 for Pranav. Right.
He was down 2-0, and he won the last 2, and he has the tie breaks, and he's going through against Dania, which is insane. He's got a big smile on his face right now. Looks like he's feeling really good, and a bit surprised to pull back there and be able to take the match.
Mm-hmm. Impressive how he came back after 2-0.
Amazing. And now we're seeing Andy versus Liam, and that was 37-35. This is dead even. You predicted that Liam would win, and honestly, Pepe, I thought you were just trying to drum up a little bit of controversy. I didn't think you were necessarily being genuine, but you called it. This is really, really close, and Liam is really showing his stuff against Andy.
Right. It's 2-2. Now Andy leading this rush with 17-14. But this kid is really good, you know? Like, let me see how many tries he has for Puzzle Rush. Now, not so many, you know? 8,300, you know? Compared to Ray Robson, is basically nothing, but still a lot, you know?
Yep, Andy is the youngest player in the field, just a tremendous talent, and he also, as the youngest player in the field, has less Puzzle Rush attempts. So super, super talented, not got as much experience, may not have memorized as many puzzles, but he's got that intuition.
I have a question for you. Have you faced any of these players in a tournament? In an OTB tournament or not?
In an OTB tournament, any of these players? No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
So I've played tournaments with some of these players, but I was never paired against any of the players here. What about you, Pepe?
Right. I played against Danny actually in a Blitz tournament we organized during the candidates that was played in Madrid. I actually managed to make a draw, which is very good for me. I think usually he can beat me 100-0, but that time I managed to make a draw. So I was quite happy. I was quite happy to meet him. I really admire him as a chess player and also as a person. He has great sense of humor, and I really like what he is doing for chess.
Absolutely. Danya's just a wonderful guy, as pretty much everyone in the chat can attest. If you're not following Danya, you definitely should. His channel on YouTube, his streams, they're all incredible. The only player present that I've played in a tournament, if we're including Blitz, is yourself, actually, Pepe, because we got one.
Right.
You pulled out against
you were
me
crushing me.
Chess.com staff championship. I had a good start
Right.
and I collapsed, which is absolutely my MO. Absolutely my MO.
I mean, you were playing like Mikhail Tal, sacrificing every piece. I was struggling and suffering a lot that game. I still remember.
At the beginning, maybe, but then at the end, I think you were playing a bit more like Tigran Petrosian. I just could not find a way to put it away. You were defending
collecting pieces. Yeah, it's 54 versus 55. Only 13 seconds left. So Leon needs to score at least 2 more to balance the score. What is this king on a5 doing? Crazy.
Shouldn't be possible. Andy looks like he's got this one. He does. 58, 56. Time is up. Impressive stuff from Andy. And I saw some comments in the chat earlier about the previous Puzzle Rush. We just saw 58, 56. Just an absolutely stunning Puzzle Rush. The one before that, though, they both got 3 strikes, and it was 37, 35, which is incredibly low scoring for a puzzle battle between these players. Between any of the players in the field, it's probably going to be the lowest scoring puzzle battle we see today. But the 56-58 that we just saw is going to be one of the highest scoring ones. We haven't seen a 60 yet, or even a 59. I think the highest score we've seen today is a 58, which is one of those scores we just saw.
Yeah, they're still warming up,
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll save the big scores for the finals, right?
Right, exactly. And then we have this 2.5 versus 2.5 between Ray and Anthony, extremely balanced as well. So it's not going to be easy for the favorites, yeah?
Absolutely. Never easy for any players here. Wow. I asked if anyone would be able to score a puzzle battle win in this round against Ray or Andy, and Anthony and Liam are just showing up. Wow, just incredible. 2.5, 2.5, and the tie is confirmed by the ops team. So we're dead even here.
There's a king on h5. What's going on there? What do you think? You think Magnus can do better than these guys or not?
They would crush Magnus. I'm going to get so much hate in the chat. But I don't think Magnus likes puzzles like this. He just, there's a rhythm, and Magnus is just never going to invest the time that these players do. We've done some fun stuff with puzzles. We've been showing some of the content in the break with top players at the Speed Chess Championship and other events and giving them puzzles. Sometimes Magnus has participated, but usually he's told us he just doesn't like solving puzzles. And he's just not so into these formats. And I mean, people know, of course, that Hikaru loves Puzzle Rush.
Right.
But even he has played many years in the past, and he hasn't been able to compete with Ray at the top level. It's fun to watch him. He's incredible. He plays amazingly, but that's probably a good piece of context. Like when you see Hikaru and Ray, you realize this is a bit of a specialist kind of discipline.
Right. And now only 50 seconds left. 52 versus 49 for Ray Robson, who can take the lead now with 3.5 versus 2.5. Let's see what happens. Only 40 seconds left. 1x for Ray.
I love the
Now there's
puzzle
this
Ray
king on
just solved
f6.
with that bishop a7. Beautiful little study.
Right. So he takes on h7. Where is the mate? Rook g7. Right. So the king cannot escape. So here, queen f5. And now what's the... Oh, 95.
95. It's so frustrating sometimes when you get that first move and you're like, okay, I got the idea. And then Stockfish will throw something really challenging at you on the second move. And you're like, stop it. I solved you.
Right. It's very important to say that all these puzzles, I guess they only have one possible solution, right? So you don't have two good moves. You have one good move, and that's why, you solve it like that.
Yep. So Ray gets that win. He's up 3.5, 2.5. We're going to be focused on the Ray versus Anthony match right here. We're going to stay in this action, but Andy is in position to win against Liam. It's match point over there. So competitive. It's been a really close match, but Andy is in position to win if he wins this next puzzle battle.
Right. So that means he will qualify for the final already, right? In the winner bracket.
In the winner's bracket,
These
yes.
are semifinals. Right.
Beautiful checkmate over there with a smothered mate from Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony is a little faster here, which is very impressive in the beginning phase. It's always interesting to see how different players approach different parts of the puzzle battle. And Ray is often considered not to be the fastest, but just the most accurate, I think. So Anthony's coming out hot.
He's an endgame player, right? He always comes back at the end of the rush, yeah?
Absolutely. In games and Puzzle Rush are not quite the same as in games and Classical. But in the Puzzle Rush puzzle battle format, yes, Ray is an in-game specialist. 33-37, 34-37. No misses from either player yet.
They're doing extremely well in this rush. Yeah, 1x now for Anthony. Some rook endgame over there. Where is the mate in Ray Robson puzzle? Queen f7, king h6. Still not clear. Rook f7, king h6. Queen e3 maybe?
He played rook f7 and that was it. I think. Which is interesting because I'm sure he wanted to play rook f7 immediately, but he was trying to calculate to the end, which is awesome. But actually it didn't ask for another move. He could have entered it and moved on like 5 or 10 seconds earlier. Well, not 10 seconds, but like maybe 5 seconds earlier. And we have comments from people who were watching last year that this is Ray's MO. He's not the fastest. He does see players like Anthony come out hotter. They get a bit of a lead, but then Ray really doesn't slow down. He's inexorable in that in-game phase, as you noted.
Oh, now Ray's struggling here with 42 versus 46 from Anthony. And only 35 seconds left. So it's going to be extremely hard for him to get this one. But now
I believe he's going to do it.
We are in his territory. You believe it? Yeah? 46
He's
now.
already
wow.
cut up. He's
Crazy.
only one down. He's got one less strike.
Yeah, now he's leading because he's got only 1x, yeah?
Yep.
But 48
47?
For Anthony. He needs one more.
48 even?
There you
49?
49.
Oh.
He's done it. It's crazy, yeah? He's done it once again. In the end
He is the people's puzzle champion. And it's best of 8. It was 3.5, 2.5. So that win does mean that Ray has won this match and he's through to the finals. So absolutely incredible performance. You can see the elation on his face right here. really letting it show. Just so good. And it's so fun to watch because, as has been noted, he's a little slower in the beginning, but he's just so accurate. So he's often playing catch up, which is just really fun to watch. It's a great dynamic.
Exactly. And we also see that Andy has won his match as well. So you will see a final in the winner brackets between Andy and Ray. So let's see what happens there, Sam.
Absolutely. We are not going to be able to take our eyes off of that. So exciting. That is our winners bracket final. This is a double elimination format, so there will be another final after that, but that is going to be our winners bracket final. And then we're going to have Anthony versus Pranav and Liam versus Raunak. Anthony versus Pranav, Liam versus Raunak. So it was Liam, and it was who was the player we just saw in our last match?
In the last match, Liam, Anthony, yeah.
Anthony. Okay, right. Liam and Anthony both. So they just lost their match, but they've moved into the other bracket, double elimination format. So we're going to get to watch them in that losers bracket right here, and they've got a chance to catch back up and then take on the top player in the winners final. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching this second round. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be back with the winners bracket final.
See you, Nawal.
A lot of people think that chess principles are good to know, but I am smarter than the principles, so I am not really gonna follow them. I'm gonna take my own path. You know, I am guilty of this too. I do it all the time.
So I really like the way that Anna introduced this because I think that oftentimes the phrase chess principles is met with an eye roll by players of various levels, even beginner players, because they're so general as to sound like complete platitudes. And I personally don't have a lot of tolerance for, dumb cliches in real life. The issue with chess is that when you're starting to play, it's kind of like being stuck in the ocean, and you're trying to find little pieces of flotsam and jetsam and debris to grab onto so that you don't drown. And that process will continue for the first couple of months. Eventually you build yourself a little island in the middle of an ocean. But for the first part, you have no choice but to grab onto whatever pieces of debris are coming your way. That's a slightly violent way of looking at it, but I like the way Anna phrases this because it's important to hear these chess principles out. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you should approach them and how you shouldn't approach them. You should definitely not approach them as some sort of, guiding light that you should follow 100% of the time. But definitely don't just kind of curl up your nose and roll your eyes when you hear control the center or bring your pieces out. If you're a newer player, these are very important rules of thumb that can help you get into normal positions that you can kind of build your chess career off of.
Okay, so we're gonna set the board up. We've got a few fun puzzles for you.
I think I saw it somewhere.
Probably I should give all the pieces and wait with knight.
Okay, I mean, I can just go through the moves. So you go 98.
I don't remember this position exactly, but I remember some position with 97, rook h5, rook a5. Yeah, 98.
No, I go knight g7. No, wait, no, I go, sorry, I go f5. Do I go f5 or h5?
King g6. So.
Okay, so these go here.
Some of knight g7.
No, I go h5, of course. You take with a rook, I go f5. No.
These, okay. I think it works. It works, yes.
That was the perfect move order.
h5, yeah.
Yep.
Rook
h5,
h5, f5,
f5,
rook f5, g4.
4.
And then rook somewhere.
Rook e5.
Rook e5 and bishop f5, yeah,
Yes.
and knight g7.
Very good.
Yeah, no, like this, and g4. Yeah, this is what I was messing up the move order, but and mate next move.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And why h5 before f5?
Because f5, rook f5, if h5, king h5, and g4, and you save.
All right, welcome back everyone to the Chess.com Puzzles Championship. We have a big moment here. We are headed to the winners bracket final with Andy Woodward versus Ray Robson. This was the final last year as well in the Puzzles Championship, and there it was Ray who won 5-3. But it is going to be so interesting to see these two take each other on here. Andy's been very impressive. He's a year older. He's the youngest player in the field. What are you expecting from this matchup, Pepe?
Well, I'm enjoying a lot today. And of course, now we have one of the biggest moments in the competition, Andy versus Ray. But remember, the winner of this match now is not the winner of the event, because they have another chance in the loser bracket, right?
Absolutely. And that is going to be going on concurrently, but I believe we are going to start with Andy versus Ray, the two big names in the field this year, and we are so excited to see what's going to happen here. Andy's been really impressive. Of course, both players have. Andy scored 260s. He's demonstrated an incredible ability to get those high scores. And then on the other hand, Ray has missed so few puzzles this year. He's been incredibly impressive. His accuracy is through the roof. So we have a bit of a matchup here where Andy is just fast, and Ray is accurate. Of course, both are good at both sides, but we do have a slight difference in style.
Yeah, and we can see there that Andy already taking the lead, 20 versus 18. And let's see what happens. I have a question for the audience. It's very important for you guys, your puzzle rating on Chess.com, or it's more important your blitz rating on Chess.com?
I feel like I know what the answer is, but I feel like people are going to probably answer with it, whichever one is highest. And I know that a lot of people love their puzzle rating because it is typically higher than the blitz rating. So I think most would say the blitz is a little more legitimate in some sense.
I have a lot of friends who have like two accounts. So once they reach, like, let's say 1700 in blitz rating, they don't want to touch that account, because they already reached that rating, so they create a second account so they can lose more points, and they're not angry about that. So it's the case for you guys, or not?
And I think that's called peak sitting, when you reach a new peak rating and then you sit on it. So the data shows us that some of you are doing it. So whether or not you acknowledge it, there is some peak sitting out there. But let's dive into this action. So it's heating up now. We're close to a minute left, and Andy is up. He has come out with that speed. It's 49. He's got one miss, and Ray is showing that accuracy. He's behind a bit, actually a fair bit at this point, but 0 misses.
Right, now the hard puzzles start, and this is Ray Robson's territory. Let's see what's going on in Andy's puzzle, rook c6. So how to win? Now, bishop e3 looks natural to me, just developing a piece and then intending to double rooks, but maybe it's just too slow. Yeah, what happened there? Rook d8? No, bishop e3.
Bishop g5 was going for that square. So, and I saw Andy there, like you said, he was really focused in, and that he had a great eyebrow raise. That one was a challenging puzzle, but he did get it. But while he was doing that, Ray pulled away a little bit. 55-55 now, but Ray was ahead for a moment, and there's that one strike for Andy. So this is so competitive.
It's 56-56, 2 X's for Andy. So Andy needs to score one more, but it's not the
3
case.
X's. Ray has won this one. 58. He can get one more. I think he's
maybe
got
finally
it.
he can get 60. Yeah.
59 with 1 second
59.
left.
Wow.
Wow. I
What a
believe that
match.
is the biggest score that we've seen today so far. 59 from Ray. I don't think we've had that score yet. We saw some 60s yesterday, but there were more players in the field, more rushes. Here, I think this 59 from Ray is the best so far.
Oh, amazing. And they already start. Andy's already with 7 puzzles solved, which is crazy. 10 puzzles in 10 seconds, you know? It's like amazing.
It's absolutely incredible. I'm going to mention for the audience, this is maybe a little too much inside information, but the feed that we're watching on right here, where we're seeing the players and what you're seeing on broadcast, is a little bit kind of chunky, sort of, to be entirely honest, because we're not feeding all of the possible frames per second through that we could. And there are moments where at the beginning, I feel like 4 puzzles happen in 2 frames. They're just so fast. I can't even see what's happening because our monitor can't even keep up, Pepe. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me.
It's amazing. Now he's leading 38 versus 31. So it's, already 7 puzzles ahead. So it's going to be very, very tough for Ray this time. But remember, he always does it in the last part of the rush, you know?
Absolutely. But this is easily the biggest deficit I think I've seen from him at this phase, to be back by 6. It feels like Andy's really leaning in on that speed. Like he's trying to take that bit that he's ahead at the beginning and really extend that.
Sometimes it's even hard for me to decide if I'm playing with white or black, in the puzzle, because, they flip. So they see it extremely fast, Maybe I'm just too old for chess at the end.
I experienced the same thing. I hate the end games where it's not clear to me right away which direction the pawn is going. I have to pause for a moment and think, hold on, I'm black. Okay, so my pawns are going this way. Oh, I literally just promote the pawn to a queen and this is rated like 200. That's all I need to do.
Exactly. And already 15 seconds have passed, while deciding if I'm going that direction or the other one.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ray's solved like 30 puzzles in that kind of time frame.
Exactly.
So still a lead for Andy. The match is tightening a little bit. 35 seconds left. 56, 54. Ray has missed 1. So he is human. He can miss. I presume it was a mouse slip and he knew the right solution.
Wow. And Ray's coming back once again. Only 20 seconds left, but he's got already 55, 2 X's for both players. You need to be extremely accurate now.
13 seconds left in a 58, 59, that 60. Wow.
Amazing. Andy,
he misses the third one, 60 though, and he's going to win this one. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be 1-1. Amazing.
We were just giving Ray his just deserved flowers for putting up that 59, the best score we'd seen so far today. And then Andy comes right back with that 60. That is just so impressive. I don't know what the record is, to be entirely honest, in past puzzles championships, but 60 is just a mind-blowing score. I'm wondering if we can even see Andy better that, because he's done 360 so far between yesterday and today. So it'd be amazing to see if he could even do like a 61 or even better, because he had chances. Like he missed 3 in this run. Like if he gets a clean run on one like this, he could do 62, 63 even.
Of course. All right, so it looks like we are going to the losers bracket, Sam. And I have a question for you. You know what's the top score of the website in Puzzle Rush, in 3-minute Puzzle Rush?
It's like 96.
96? I can imagine, yeah.
We need to go check that. But it was a title player. I don't believe it's cheating. There's been at least one bug in the past. It's rare. Where someone, like if something was wrong with their internet, they get reserved the same puzzle again and again. So I I've seen like at one point Ray had like a 90 and he reached out to us and he was like, hey, I got the same checkmate in one and I did it like 30 times and I got a really big score. And we fixed that. But I think someone has something like that we need to clean up. It's very rare. We've not seen anything like this in the championship, but that's how we do have one really big score on the leaderboard.
Even if I get the same puzzle every time, I don't think I can make it like 93, you know?
I know. I feel like I'd get pretty fast at it by, the 20th attempt. But even then, I don't know. I could do, because that's like 2 seconds per solve, right? Even then, my mouse speed is
right. Exactly. So my hands shake a lot. My mouse shakes a lot when I play Blitz online. So, it's even hard for me.
Absolutely. And
so what do we have? 40-40.
Dead even with a minute and a half to go. Such good play from Pranav and Anthony. And of course, this is the loser's bracket. So it is just best of 4. We're not seeing the best of 8 match like we have with Ray and Andy, which means that Pranav can win here with a victory and send Anthony home despite Anthony's impressive showings in this event so far.
Exactly. And 1 minute left, 46-45. They're doing quite well this time. No mistakes so far. And what's going on there? Queen G6, Queen C2. Grabbing the free knight there on C2. He gets this wrong, and now Anthony's back, yeah?
49-49. He's back just like you say. And I see some comments in the chat saying that we should go back to Ray and Andy. We're going to stay here. We want to see all of the players. So we're going to focus on this great match between Pranav and Anthony here. And we're going to have more time to check in as well, of course, with Ray versus Andy. But I want to mention for people that if there's a specific match that you want to focus on, go to chess.com/puzzles, click into battles, and you can type /follow and the username at the bottom, and you can follow any match that you want. So keep in mind, if there's a match that you really want to tune in on that we're not able to focus on at the moment, you can do that. You can go to chess.com/puzzle/battle, and you can follow those usernames.
It's going to be a tie, right? 54 versus 54. Then they're not solved with this one. So, yeah. It is a tie, actually.
Absolutely a true tie. They're even on the strikes as well, which means it's 2-1. Anthony has to win to level the score, and then they'll go to tie breaks. But if Pranav ties or wins, then he gets the win in this match.
And they got the same puzzle, right? This last one, as you can see there. What's the solution? Rook E8 doesn't work, yeah? King E8, Queen E6, King D8, nothing happens. So Queen F4, Rook F4, nothing happens. I have no clue what could be the solution of that puzzle. You guys have an idea there on the chat?
I'm totally stumped.
Yeah. And
Max
so it's
Weineck
2-1 for
Queen
Liam.
D7, but I think after Queen takes G4 is the thing, right? If
Yeah.
you go Queen D7 or
Queen takes
E6?
E4.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I have no idea what was the solution. Yeah.
Someone suggested Queen D5, which could make sense. Like you can take on G4, but you might be able to hide the king. I don't know. We're never going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to focus in on this action.
Right. Oh, Rook C1. That was beautiful, man. No, Rook C1, just take on G4, King F3. There's no mate later. Okay. We'll find out later. Oh, you see 3 axes already for Satwani.
How did Raunak do that? Oh, my goodness. And hold on. Liam is 1, and that means that he's through. Yeah, Raunak is eliminated. He turns off his camera. He's disappointed, of course, by the finish. Of course, he would never get 3 X's, I think, in X out at 24, except that he knew this was must win, and he felt like he had to put everything in. He was probably really trying to maximize speed, but Liam gets the win, and Liam is through. Wow. Super dramatic.
And now we go back to the action between Andy and Ray Robson. It's 2-1 for Ray. It's 44 versus 40, but we know how this can end, right? Ray at the end is solving with more consistency. Queen H6, Queen G7 there.
Absolutely. Super, super tense. Ray is up 2-1, but this is one that's going to go to the wire, we anticipate. This is best of 8. So at this point, the matches in the loser's bracket have all finished, and we are going to just be focused on Andy Woodward versus Ray Robson. This is going to be an exciting best of 8 match.
Right. Now it's 48, 47, 50 seconds. What's going on there?
I want to play en
Black to
passant
play.
in the one Andy has, but the pawn came from C3, not C2. I can't do it.
BC3 would be an extremely good move, yeah.
I feel like if it was like an over the board game, I could maybe get away with it, you know? Like my opponent would be like, oh, did my pawn come from C2? Like like a park hustler kind of thing. Maybe I could pull it off.
Right. It's 20 seconds left. I think this one is going for Andy, yeah? Ray needs to solve 3 hard puzzles. No, yeah, 3 hard puzzles in 15 seconds. Looks almost impossible now.
It's only possible if he's like memorized the solutions and he's slowed down, so it doesn't
Right.
seem like it's possible. No. That's going to level at 2-2. 57-54 as Andy gets the win.
I have a question for the audience once again. So who has an addiction problem with online blitz games? So you are there at home with your girlfriend or boyfriend, and then you just say, okay, I'm just going to play one more blitz game because I just need to get 5 more rating points. And then you end up at 5 a.m., with your eyes like this, and extremely angry after 6 hours of play. It happens to me all the time,
I am seeing a lot of comments in the chat where people are just saying that they have that. I like Frank Britton's comment where he says, I'm in denial, Pepe.
Yeah, it happens all the time, yeah. Chess.com is so bad for my health,
It's hard. Shh, Pepe. Chess is good for your health. Everyone should play chess.
Yeah. Especially after a bad classical tournament, I try to fix things online, like if I can get my points back by playing my classical points back by playing online, and it gets worse and worse all the time.
Absolutely. There can be some rough feedback loops, but we're underway here. And I think we need to flip the cameras in just a moment. I'm sure the team is on it. And Ray is on the left,
there
Andy on the right. We need to get Andy a profile pic. Maybe we should run a contest to help get Andy a new profile pic. Can post suggested profile pics on Twitter, and if Andy likes one, we can maybe send it to him. Maybe he'd use it.
Mm-hmm. So it's 2-2, Sam. Best of 8, right? So 4.5 needed to win this final.
Absolutely. To win outright, someone needs at least 3 out of the next 4 or 2.5 out of the next 4 if we manage to split one of the matches. And of course, tie breaks are possible, which would be the cumulative score, which at the moment I think favors Andy at a quick look.
So now it's very balanced. So only +3 for +2 for Andy. So it looks good for Ray this time.
It's fascinating to say only +3 or +2, so it looks good for Ray. That really is a testament to how consistent he is in the closing run on these puzzles.
Right. So what's going on there? Like Queen D8, Queen F6. Wow, beautiful.
H6. Oh, you had to go to H8. King F8 wasn't good enough.
Right. E6, E7. So how to make that king on C6 now?
Okay. And a quick update on the match with Pranav. Pranav won on tie breaks. It was actually tied in total score, but Pranav had the highest single battle score. So Pranav won on tie breaks. He seems to be the king of the tie breaks.
He has done that twice already, yeah?
Yes. So maybe you can do
And
it again a third time.
Ray is in real trouble now. 49 versus 55, 2 X's. So this is going to be for Andy as well.
Yes, it would be absolutely stunning for Ray to pull this one out.
Yeah, he goes wrong. Third mistake, and Andy leads 3-2 in this winner final.
I think that this is actually a really, really big one because it's not just that Andy has won. He can still get another solve here, and he's trying to. But this margin, 51-57, is a problem because now Andy is up 1. He's up 3-2, and he almost certainly is going to have the better tie breaks thanks to this. All the other rushes have been much, much closer, which I think, I know it's early to say when it's 3-2 and best of 8. I think that means that Ray might need to win the next 3, or at least go 2.5 half out of the next 3. And that
makes a lot of sense.
Crazy.
Yeah, he needs to beat him 3 times in a row. So extremely hard now for Ray to win this match.
He can't settle for a tie. He has to win out. Wow.
So Ray didn't score 60 today, right? Or he did once?
I don't think Ray has scored 60. We were speaking to how impressive his 59 was, and then Andy immediately went and got 60. So Ray's done a 59, which is incredible, but Andy has done a 60. And he has been able to repeat 60s today and yesterday. He's got 3 60s so far. Someone in chat commented that Andy could score 70, and Andy has been very impressive. But I think that I don't know if I think it's humanly possible to score a 70 in legitimate play. Like you'd have to get
crazy.
like the luckiest set of puzzles and be the best in the world. Maybe in like a trillion tries, you might get the luckiest possible set of puzzles, but I kind of don't think that that's realistic.
Yeah, that's really tough. By the way, Andy, his classical rating is already 25-44, so he's a tremendous player as well in OTB chess. Yeah.
Someone commented that Ray got 69 once. Was that a 5-minute puzzle rush or a 3-minute puzzle rush? Someone should check on that. I not ever heard that. It would be stunning to me if Ray's got a 69.
I'm going to check his profile.
Constantly
here.
Stunned by Ray. Yes, let's absolutely check that.
Spicy Caterpillar, yeah. So his top
Such a good
score
handle.
is so the best one in 3 minutes. No, this is not possible. Yeah, it says 63.
63.
Is that true? Yeah,
that makes sense. So Ray's best is a 63, which is incredible, but not a 69. I think that maybe maybe he's gotten 69 in a 5-minute, but not here.
Mm-hmm.
And Chad is going crazy with memes. Very nice, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
By the way,
like is Caterpillar? I did.
Mm-hmm. No, I just want to ask you. Caterpillar is just a brand of machinery for construction.
I don't think Caterpillar is a brand. I think it's a specific type of vehicle. So like a brand would be John Deere, and then a Caterpillar would be a certain construction vehicle.
I thought it was a construction company for machinery or something, but maybe I'm just wrong. You know,
it's been a long time since I've done construction. Hala says it is a brand, so I'm wrong. I'm being corrected. It is a brand. You're right.
So are you a civil engineer as well, or?
Oh, good Lord, no.
Okay.
I said it's been a long time since I've done construction. I used to do commercial roofing. That was like how I made my money in college. Was I did commercial roofing.
Okay. Yeah, it's a company. Some people are saying in the chat. I don't know. Anyway, 49 versus 54. Sorry. Yep.
It's looking very good for Andy, and we were talking about how good Ray needs to be from here on out. I feel like Ray's handle Spicy Caterpillar is just like randomly generated. Like he typed into some website generate me like a random username with 2 words. I feel like that's what we do on ChessKit, and he used it on Chess.com.
Okay. It's going to be 4-2 for Andy. Yeah. So Ray Robson struggling.
Absolutely. And this margin is going to, again, be large. We're probably looking at a 60. 60? Come on, show us 61, Andy.
Again.
61,
Wow.
Andy.
Come on. Oh, he couldn't.
60. Wow. The 4th 60. Really, really impressive from Andy. And we were talking, I think that was the match. We were talking about the tiebreak difference from the last one, 58-51, a difference of 7. There's really no way that Ray's going to have the better tie breaks. And now it's 60-55, another big difference. Even if Ray wins the next 2, which he can definitely do, right? He's such an incredible battler. He can win the next 2, but there's no way he's overcoming that deficit, I think, and getting the tie break. I think this match is over.
He needs some massive collapse from Andy. I don't know, to score like 25 or 30, as we saw with Satwani before. But I think that's not going to happen, right?
It's not going to happen. And I think it's not going to happen because I think in addition to Andy just being so consistent that it's really hard to believe that he's going to collapse, I also think Andy is savvy enough to know the situation, to know that he doesn't need his best score. He should be a bit more conservative and make sure that he just gets a good, consistent high score. Like if he felt like he had to win, maybe he would be stressed and X out early, but there's no stress to create that situation.
It's fantastic, this guy, like solving puzzles. It's really, really impressive. Now 39 versus 33. He's even leading this rush now. No nerves, no tension for this guy, I would be shaking after beating Ray Robson. This is not going to happen in this life, but...
Yeah, this is such a unique discipline, right? Like you feel like on the best day in the world and Hikaru's worst day, that if you were playing a blitz game, that you might be able to get a win. Like it happens, right? Sometimes.
Right.
In Title Tuesday, that in the beginning, someone will upset someone incredible. Hikaru, Magnus, one of the best players. I feel like that's never happening in Puzzle Battle with like
Puzzle
Andy
Rush.
and Ray.
Yeah, exactly.
There's something about this, like the speed that they have and kind of the margin over the competition, like mortal players can't compete.
Exactly. So as I told you, my maximum is 44, I think. So these guys always perform more than 50 without blinking. So there's just no chance for me to beat these guys even in one rush.
Yep. And he is about to lock it in. We said that the match is practically over. It's about to be realistically over. 58, 30 seconds to go. I'd love to see if he can get another 60, 61. At this point, Andy has the match, but what is he going to be able to do in terms of putting up one of his best scores? 60 already.
60 once again. Well, let's go for the 61 now.
61, the best score we have seen so far. Wow.
He can go for 62.
Come on, 62.
Where's the mate now on H8?
62?
Yeah. 62. Wow, 63 maybe?
Oh my goodness.
No,
oh my goodness. Wow. And Andy is leaning back. He's feeling good. He knows he just won the match. He's also feeling good about that 62. He's chill. His username says, "Be not anxious." He is totally relaxed. And that was just so impressive. It's impressive to beat Ray, but the way he's done it, his scores would have beaten anyone in the world. That was just absolutely the best possible set of puzzle battles you could expect.
Wow, that was amazing. You can see he's very happy. And he has a reason.
Absolutely. So Andy is through to the finals. He has defeated Ray Robson. Ray Robson is going to drop back. We may get, of course, a Ray versus Andy rematch, but first, Ray is going to have to defeat the winner of Pranav versus Liam in the loser's bracket. So we are going to be headed to that shortly. we're going to take a quick break. But first, we have a message about Chess.com merch. I am wearing some Chess.com merch right now. I love it. It's fantastic quality. And we've got brand new stuff at the Chess.com merch store. You can upgrade your closet and your home with t-shirts, mouse pads, clocks, and more. Just visit go.chess.com/merch or use the command merch in chat to shop. You are watching the Chess.com Puzzles Championship, and we'll be right back with the top 4 of the knockout after a short break.
See you.
You should develop your minor pieces first before you get your queen out, your rooks out, before you go and have fun with these pieces. Your bishops and knights should develop.
There's a very famous chess movie, actually my favorite chess movie from the 90s called Searching for Bobby Fischer. I think a lot of people watching this might have heard of this movie. You should definitely watch it. I mean, this is kind of a really inspirational movie for me early in my chess career. The chess part is also pretty well done. And the big theme in that movie is that the protagonist, real person named Josh Waitzkin, who later became an international master, he has this problem where he brings his queen out too early because that's how he learns to play chess in the parks of New York City. And it's a little bit of a Hollywoodized sort of thing, but nonetheless, pretty important to prioritize your minor piece development. All of this is true. If you watch top-level games, you're going to see these principles largely put into effect and carried out. So again, this isn't like putting the training wheels on and then when you get good, you start violating these rules. Yeah, you violate them to a certain extent, but to a greater extent, you still follow the rules no matter if your rating is 600, 1600, or even 2600.
Okay, so we're gonna set the board up. We've got a few fun puzzles for you.
Wow. Even to win. Amazing.
Okay. I'm looking for some secret here.
Well, I mean, let's say if I double it right now, like if I play, let's say, rook h1, and I guess black simply takes on f6, and that's not much could be done.
Oh yeah, I think you guys got me with this one. I mean, it's not that easy as I thought it would be.
The position is correct, yeah?
What happens? So rook g6, f takes g, f7 shouldn't be the solution, I feel.
So if we start with some checks like knight h6, king f8, it makes like 0 sense. King f8, queen d6, knight h7, queen h7, king h7, checking.
Oh, there, rook takes one. Nice. The right one.
Actually, knight d4, queen d7, rook h1, knight f6 here.
Check. This one is here.
Very nice. Wow.
I can get the next 4.
Good stuff.
Oh, I see. Rook g6, then knight g5, and knight h6. Yeah. Rook g6, fg, queen h7, or hg, queen h7. Yeah. Takes. F takes g or h takes g, doesn't really matter. Then queen takes, king takes, and then black gets mated. Yeah.
Beautiful. Good
There
job.
you go. We got it. Well done.
Nice.
Well, so I have to remove my rook from g5. So that's how I play rook g6 probably, yeah, because otherwise king goes. Okay, then rook g6 and then, okay, like in the draws, yeah, like check, and mate. Okay, so rook g6 and then a bunch of checks.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah!
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chess.com Puzzles Championship. We are headed into the losers bracket semifinal. And we will be following that with the losers bracket final against Ray Robson. Our players in the semifinal are Pranav, who has scraped through by the skin of his teeth. He has managed to win on tiebreaks 2 matches in a row, and he is going to be taking on Liam Putnam, who just defeated Raunak Sadwani. Pepe, what are you looking forward to in this matchup right here?
Yeah, as you said, Pranav is an expert on tiebreaks. He looks like he's also a tennis player. And yeah, it's going to be very tight and balanced. Liam Putnam is doing an amazing job as well. So I'm so much looking forward to see what happens here. And they already started, I think, Sam.
Yep, we're underway. Also, a shout out to Pranav for sporting the Chess Bra hoodie right there. Of course, a lot of Chess Bra fans out there in the chess world and in the chat, and it's great to see Pranav represent. He's been a fun part of their stream and their community for some time.
Mm-hmm. So there they go, 19-19. No mistakes so far. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. So there's checkmate there with the rook on g8 and f5. Wow, bishop b2, that was good.
I like that move. Beautiful. And have you observed anything from what we've seen so far of Pranav and Liam? Do we have any kind of a clash of styles? Obviously, these are both great puzzle solvers. But what are you noticing about the way that Liam and Pranav solve?
Oh, they're both extremely fast, I think. So I think, they're also consistent. So my favorite for this match is going to be Liam, But of course, Pranav is one of the guys who tried more times Puzzle Rush, if I'm not wrong. 10,000 times he's tried Puzzle Rush since it was created in 2018. And Liam, 8,000, so pretty balanced as well.
Yeah. Definitely feels like it's going to be close, although Pranav is pulling away here, 42-39, and Liam does have a miss. One thing to mention is we mentioned that Pranav did win both of his previous matches on tiebreaks. So he's won twice on tiebreaks. But not only did he win on tiebreaks, he was behind in both of those matches as well. So maybe Pranav does seem to have an ability to kind of really perform well under stress. Of course, most players kind of with their back against the wall, that's going to be challenging. I think for many, it'll make a miss more likely, but Pranav does not seem fazed by those big moments.
Mm-hmm. Wow, it's only 47 seconds left and 2 exits already for Liam, so he has to be extremely careful here. So what's going on the right side now? It is black to move. So knight g3?
I didn't even get to see where the knight went, but I think it was somewhere else. Where did that knight land?
Ooh, queen takes b2 was a mistake. And this one goes to Pranav, 51 versus 48, yeah.
I think you can't do queen takes b2 because your queen was defending e6 and you still needed it there. So I guess it was maybe rook takes b2 instead.
Yeah, queen e6 at least that is perpetual, right? After king f8, you have a bunch of checks here from c8, for instance, and c7. So what was the move there instead of queen b2?
I wondered if you had time for rook takes b2. That was the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, probably, because e6 is well protected. And I think that's winning, rook b1 followed by queen b2 should be checkmate,
Yeah, it's so natural. You want to bring the queen in. You want to go for mate. When you get to these more difficult puzzles, like the ones around this 54 mark, which is insane. Most of us will never even see this kind of difficulty. Maybe in Puzzle Rush Survival, those first instincts to go for those like checkmates and such, those are usually not going to be the right solution. You have to calculate a little bit more deeply.
Where is Liam playing from? Like this looked like a cave or something, or a bunker or something. Not a lot of light there.
I saw comments in the chat that people thought he was playing from barracks. I don't know that he's in the military, but it does have that vibe a little bit. Although there seems to be some art on the right wall. Definitely a unique environment. I think Chad is already playing the guess where Liam is playing game. But if not, then people can post. Maybe at some point we could hear from Liam and see where he's actually playing from. Number of people have commented that he's playing from a yurt, which is fantastic. Everybody loves a good Mongolian yurt.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like yurts are trendy, so maybe that's true. Seems unlikely, but I don't know. It's a better
So
start here for
what's
Liam, though. So 38, 36.
right? It's pretty balanced once again. So let's see what's going on the right side. So h3 is working, or queen f3. You have to decide. Queen f3, queen h3, and yeah, h3 first. So now you have queen d1 and then collect the knight. Beautiful.
But
Queen
h3,
a4,
you
queen
can play
c6.
queen
Yeah?
takes, but then queen f3 and then queen d1. Okay.
Exactly. After queen f3, king h3, and then you have no more checks, I guess.
That was so
Rook
fast.
h2.
I feel like Pranav just played a Boden's mate, and I couldn't even see it.
Wow, 94, knight f2 was mate. Beautiful.
Wow.
So only 1 minute left now. 1x for Pranav. Liam
Is there
doing
like
well
a
this
D1
time.
or something crazy here? I have no idea what Pranav's supposed to do.
What to play here with black in Liam's position after g6? Have no clue.
Feels like
Such a
wins for
difficult
white
position.
rather than the other way around.
Yeah. So bishop before king f1, nothing happens.
Queen
Yeah, queen
takes
f6.
f6. The key thing was rook h6 at the end, right? Because otherwise the pawn is
Covering.
promoting. That was the move that you had to find.
Right. Now f6 is not working. Just take on g6. Sometimes, just the natural moves work.
It's so hard just to visually process what's going on. So there's situations like where there's a rook on h1 and you think there's a pawn on h2, but you have to actually slow down, take a look, and appreciate where all the pieces are. And it's hard when you're spending like 2 seconds. Like you see some chunk of pieces, your eye is immediately drawn to this part of the board, like near the king or something. But then sometimes like some weird thing like a pawn being missing on h2 or a queen being over on a2 defending f7 or something like that is relevant, and it's not so easy to notice.
I think this one goes to Liam, right? Because of tie breaks, right? 2 X's versus 156 for both of them.
Yes. You know what's funny though?
First time.
Am I correct that if Pranav missed the last one, if Pranav had not tried to answer, they would have been tied. They would have split.
Right.
It's the fact that
That's
Pranav
correct,
answered on the last one and wasn't right, and Liam did not answer, that gives Liam the better tie breaks.
Right. Well, he was risking, yeah? If he guesses that, then he would have won the rush, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's very unintuitive, right? Because it feels like, he's getting an extra guess in. It feels like that shouldn't hurt him, but in this particular case, it does.
Yeah, you have like 1-2 seconds to decide, so it's very tough, to make a decision over there,
There's no way that Pranav understood that dynamic there. Of course, he's just trying to answer. There's no time to think, hold on, I should sit if I'm not sure.
Right. So it's best of 4, guys. So only 1.5 point needed to qualify for both of them right now.
Yep. So this will not be the decisive match. There will be another one at least after this.
So, Sam, I have a question. Can they see their opponent's score as well? I guess they can, right?
Yes. They basically are seeing what we're seeing, although the layout is a little different on the website. But they're able to see, Liam's on 35, Pranav's on 33. They can see if the other has any misses. They basically get that section in the middle that shows those check marks and those strikes. There. I'm curious how much the players notice that, or if they're really just locked in and they're just focused on their puzzles. Does it help to know where your opponent's at?
Probably yes, yeah. But of course, yeah, if you focus more on that than solving your own puzzles, then that's also a disadvantage. Yeah? You need to find the balance.
Yeah, I think it may be mostly useful near the end, right? Like knowing your opponent is ahead of you, but they have 2 strikes, like that can influence you a bit. And of course, at the very end, maybe your opponent has 3 strikes and you need like 2 solves or something like that. Like then, of course, you have a very, very specific piece of information. There's a tricky stalemate that Pranav's trying to navigate, and he blocks the pawn, and he's going to promote.
Right.
Now Liam's trying to solve the same stalemate. And he sacks on A3 to go to B1. Yeah. Because if you don't sack on A3, then when black promotes with a queen and your rook takes it, stalemate.
It's crazy how fast these guys see this, Queen G2. It's 54 versus 52. Now 25 seconds. 2 X's for Liam. He needs one more at least.
And Liam has missed. This is going to Pranav, so it's going to be 2-1. Liam must win the next one. And Pranav's trying to round up the score. He's got 9 seconds. Can he get some more, improve that tiebreak if he needs it? He's won 2 matches on tiebreak so far, so he knows the value of tiebreaks.
The tiebreak
IB4 is out 56.
Pranav.
And that first one, 54-48, is a big tiebreak difference as well. If you look at the bottom, the first rush, Pranav won by a big margin. He got a 3-point margin here. So honestly, we always love to have drama, but this feels like Pranav has just won the match. Because even if Liam wins, he has to win with 9.
By 9 points, yeah? Yeah, by 9 points to tie.
Yeah. Pranav knows that he should be a bit more conservative here. He shouldn't rush any answers that he's anything less than 100% certain on. He doesn't need to win. He just needs to be within 9 points.
So Liam needs to score, let's say, 60. Hope that Pranav scores less than 51. Still possible. Come on.
It's
already
possible.
20 for him. Yeah.
That would be the most dramatic possible solution to the situation. It's definitely possible. That's really challenging. I mean, certainly like a 60 best for Liam is possible. But usually if you're getting your best score, like a 60, that would mean that you've got a bit of a fortunate, easier run of puzzles, which would mean that Pranav's probably going to be closer than 51 as well, because he also should have a decent run. But you never know. Everyone finds different things challenging. It's possible that 60-51 margin could happen.
Yeah, let's go for it. 35 already and almost 2 minutes left. So, it's not that impossible in this case, yeah? 37. Yeah, he's been stuck a little bit in this one.
He's got to fly.
He's got to fly, yeah.
40. Wow. He needs 20 more.
20 more in like 90 seconds, which is doable. 4 seconds per puzzle, more or less. 42 already, 43. 44, come on.
He's definitely
45?
locked in. He knows the stakes. 14 to go?
Yeah. C2. Now, what to move here with white? Queen H5, Queen G6, and then grab the C2 pawn. That's great. 48 already. 3 points margin, 2 points margin.
As well. That margin is not... it's not looking like a 60 run, and the margin's not there.
Yeah, and now it's even balanced, yeah?
Yep. What is Pranav solving on? He's looking down. Is he playing on his phone or tablet? I think he might be. We've got the camera.
Yeah, he might be playing on a tablet, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like he's playing on a computer. I feel like Liam's on a computer, but Pranav doesn't seem to be. Yesterday, we had a competitor on their phone, which was super, super fun. Partially because we were screen capturing it and the aspect ratio was a nightmare. So it's 54-53, 19 seconds to go, 54-54. This is definitely going to be a match win for Pranav. Liam can win this particular battle. The problem is that just ties the match, and his tie breaks are so much worse than Pranav's, unfortunately, because of some really good runs from Pranav. So Pranav is also going to win the match. Liam is X'd out with 3. And Pranav goes through. This time he does not need the tie breaks. He had great ones, but he doesn't need it. And he is up 3-1, and he's headed through to play to play Ray Robson. I saw a big smile there from Pranav, which absolutely is deserved. Big smile from Pranav, a little bit of relief, but then I saw, I think, a little bit of a sober reflection. And I think that was the moment when he realized that as exciting as it was to defeat Liam and to score the win there, that now he has to play Ray Robson. So that is the challenge here. You've won a great match. You've played super, super well. But now he goes up against 5-time puzzles champion Ray Robson, and that's where we're going to be headed next. So kudos to Pranav. He can definitely defeat Ray, but it's going to be tough. And whoever wins this is going to go through to play against Andy Woodward in the final. So we've got Ray Robson. Winner goes through to play Andy Woodward in the final. Going to be so, so exciting, so, so dramatic. So, question in the chat right now, who are you predicting to win between Ray Robson and Pranav? We've got Ray versus Pranav. Ray is a legend in puzzles, again, 5-time champion. But Pranav's been really impressive so far today. He's been winning by slim margins, but then he just won 3-1 against Liam, who was really, really competitive in his matches today. Who do you think is going to win, Ray Robson or Pranav in this matchup? And we're seeing them right here. Ray's bouncing. Seems like he's got some music or something going on. He's feeling some vibes. He's feeling good. Pranav's focused. He's chill. They're getting ready.
Yeah, so Ray is the big favorite, as you just said, but you never know. They're getting extremely tired, and that's also really important. So let's see how it goes.
I see chat saying you'd have to be mad to bet against Ray here, but I think that Pranav has definitely got a shot. Ray has shown that he is, tremendous but human today, and he can be defeated. Andy was very convincing, and I think that the first match was it against Liam? He definitely lost some in his first match as well, so he's been beaten today. It's possible, of course, for Pranav to be able to take him down and score that upset. We're underway.
So, Is the first time that Andy beats Ray Robson in a long match, Sam? Or
yes.
Okay.
Because we only do this once a year. This is a special occasion. This is like Christmas, right? We have one puzzles championship. And in 2024, the final was Ray Robson versus Andy. So that was the other long match that they've played, and Ray won 5-3. But this year, in 2025, only the second time they've played this long match, I think it was Andy who won 5-2. So that extra year when you're a super young, talented player like Andy, you're picking up experience really quickly, and it's showing and it's paying off. Andy is getting better.
Yep. So now it's 33-33. And so Ray is leading. And we know that he's the expert in the end games. So it's looking good for Ray so far, this first rush.
That said, he does have a strike and an early one. It's extremely uncommon to see Ray miss something in the first 20.
So let's see what's going on there in the right side of the screen. E5. How do we make this guy?
Nice mate with Queen E5 there.
Queen G7. What's wrong? 2 X's for Ray.
Wow, looks like it's going to be really good chances for Pranav to open with a victory.
Ooh, Bishop F2, beautiful. In order to go Bishop G3. Now, how to win this opposite color bishop?
The pawn just pushes through. The bishop can't stop both. Nice one there. I've heard that one called the pants problem from Dvoretsky. He imagines as two legs of a trouser, and the bishop, when it's split, can't control both, and you can just push through.
Yeah, Mark Dvoretsky. I was very lucky to meet him when he was alive in Chess.24, like a lot of years ago in Hamburg. I had some nice conversations with him. We have all learned from him. One of the best authors in the history of chess. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I believe Naroditsky recorded some incredible material with Chess24. And you can check that out on chess.com/lessons today. So go there, search him. And I know he's just a tremendous, tremendous inspiration for so many. And people will be really interested to check out the course material there and get to know him better. So this is a win for Ray. We were in a spot where we thought this was looking good for Pranav, but he's X'd out. He's gone and scored 53 here, and Ray is shaking his hand, and he's at 58. Really good score from Ray. We got distracted by the pants conversation for a moment, and giving our flowers to Mark Dvoretsky, and Ray pulled away. That was super, super impressive. Really good stuff. I like seeing Ray shake out his hand because I always find that my hand is cramping when I am doing a ton of blitz or bullet or puzzles like this. And I just am happy to know that the immortals like Ray also suffer. So we share that challenge. So we're underway here with 14-15. And one thing we've said about Ray repeatedly is he's so accurate, but he seems to be a bit slower than most of the other players in the very first bit for the puzzles. And that doesn't seem to be the case here. It looks like Pranav is also kind of the solver that Ray is, and he's keeping about the same pace, which really makes it challenging for Pranav when we get to the higher puzzles. Most players who beat Ray, they do count on getting a lead there and then staying ahead of Ray. And Pranav's not really got much of a lead in terms of initial solves. Although, once again, Ray has missed one somewhere in the first 25. That's very unusual for Ray, so there is a little bit of vulnerability. We talked earlier about how Ray had only missed like 2 in his first 2 matches. Pepe, what are you seeing here?
Yeah, once again, it's very balanced, 39-40 now. Maybe we can check the left side now of the screen to see what's going on in the puzzles. So now how to make this white king on f4. g5, you can escape by e5, but then king g7, to cover f6. What's going on here? Bishop g5 discover move to grab the queen.
I love when they're on the same puzzle and you can kind of compare how much time they're taking to solve that.
Yeah, that would be an amazing feature for the future, actually, yeah? To provide them same exact puzzles, yeah? To see how they compete, yeah?
That's exactly what it is. They are solving the same puzzles. A puzzle battle is different than a puzzle rush where you get a random set of puzzles. Here they are getting the exact same first puzzle, second puzzle, third puzzle, etc. Of course, they're at different points in the course of the rush that they're doing, but it's exactly the same set of puzzles.
Awesome. That's made on the A file. So it's 51-51. This is going to be extremely tense. Sam, only 25 seconds to exit for Pranav, only 1 for Ray, but he's 52. He needs 1 more now to win this rush. It's 53-53, 15 seconds. Now he's 54. Crazy. Wow. 10 seconds. The last puzzle to be solved. 55. 6 seconds only. Pranav needs 2 now. He needs 1 more now. 56. 1 second. Wow. It's a tie, but it goes to Ray, right?
Wow.
Because of tie breaks.
I was so glued to the screen there. That was just fascinating. Ray just feels so inexorable right there. When you're in those final seconds and it's just a dead heat, it feels like Ray's going to win like every time. Andy is the first player who feels like they're really able to challenge Ray in those spots. Wow. So 2-0. This is the decider. And if Pranav is going to win, and he's done this today, right? He has consistently managed to come back from behind and then win on tie breaks. He needs to show that skill here against the best in the business with Ray. But it's possible. He has to win both of the next 2 and have better tie breaks. It is good that the last one is a 56-56. So that splits. If he gets 2 wins, he's in tiebreak range. So it'll be tough. It feels like he needs more speed at the beginning, though. He's just not holding with Ray at the beginning. And you kind of need that lead if you're going to topple Ray because he's so good at that end run.
Right, and he's -5 at this point, right? Because he lost the first rush, 58 versus 53. So he also needs this 5 points margin to win on tiebreaks. So let's see how it goes. Now he's not leading, actually, 30 versus 34. So very good for Ray so far. Maybe we can see what happens in the right side of the screen now. Bishop G6, followed by Queen H8, grabbing some free food.
And I wonder if playing on the tablet is actually a little bit of a disadvantage for Pranav. He seems to be a little slower at the beginning. I don't know if people think a tablet or a mouse is faster, but I think that the mouse might be a little faster if you have a good setup. And I think that might be a little bit of the challenge with Pranav trying to keep up in that first 20 or first 30 against Ray.
I've seen many different strategies. I don't know if you remember, but Wesley Saw in the Champion Chess Tour used to play with the touchpad, and I think he used to put the laptop in a chair, right? So it was very strange the way he was playing, but he was crushing it. So, different techniques here.
Absolutely. I've even heard of some events this year, which maybe there will be news at some point, that are looking to do competitions entirely on touchpads or possibly touchscreen computers. So I'm curious what people think about that. I think it could be really interesting. You get a little bit more movement with them than with the mouse, but time scrambles could be a nightmare. So super curious what people think about high-level chess being played on touchpads or touchscreens. And Ray is looking good, right? 52-50. Pranav can still win this, though.
Yeah.
Second
2
miss,
mistakes
though,
already.
53. Feels like
It's going to
Ray's
be
game.
hard. Yeah.
54.
It's going for Ray, I think, yeah? He needs to score like 4 now or 5 in 15 seconds. It's just almost impossible.
And he's got an extra strike.
Right. So, yeah, it's going to go for Ray Robson, who wins this match and qualifies for the next round.
And even though that is a win for Ray Robson, we see him shaking his head. He missed the last one in that rush. He got a great score still, 57. But he's a perfectionist. That's why he's so good. So he's shaking his head. And he may be thinking, well, that was really good, but that's not going to be good enough to defeat Andy. He's going back to play against Andy Woodward here in the final. And that was a tough match when we had that first final with Andy Woodward in the winner's bracket and Ray Robson. Andy won 5-2. Now we get the rematch, and Ray is really going to have to show his absolute best self. We've seen what Andy's capable of. It's very, very convincing. He's been dominant today, dominant yesterday, and it's going to look tough for Ray, though you can never count him out. He is a 5-time puzzles champion.
Right. It is exactly what you say. This score is pretty good, but it's not enough, I think, to beat Andy. So he needs to improve a little bit if he wants to beat Andy in that final. By the way, it's best of 4, right? And in case Ray wins, they play another match, right? Best of 4 once again, yeah. It's
another best of 8. And then if Ray wins, they get a reset, and then it'll be best of 4. So we open with a best of 8. But in any case, it's going to be super exciting. We're going to go to a break and come back in a moment with that. Of course, don't go anywhere. Ray versus Andy, how could you possibly even think about going anywhere? For subscribers, we do want to let you know that in the break, we have a fun video. You can watch myself and Danny playing puzzles on a treadmill. So I will just leave it there. Stick around. Puzzles on a treadmill. You can see how that went.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with National Master Sam Copeland. We're gonna solve puzzles while we're running on these treadmills. Every time you miss a puzzle, the pace goes up by 1 mile per hour.
I'm hoping I don't hurt anything, and I hope I beat you. I really want to beat you.
And we're gonna start about 5 miles per hour.
If you can handle it.
Barely. Trash talk has already begun over there.
All right, I got a promoted pawn and another personal record.
Oh,
and another personal record. I'm definitely loving the dopamine I'm getting in the app.
The hardest part of this is actually moving the pieces without mouse slipping. That's how we're gonna go wrong, Sam. We're about 10 minutes into the run right now. Neither Sam or I have gotten a puzzle wrong yet. So I'm feeling pretty good. So Oh, I just missed one. Legit. Oh, crap. Okay, so before I go to the next one, I gotta bump it up. 6 miles per hour. I've just gotten faster. The sweat is starting to come down. We're about 13 minutes. I'm now.
Oh, my game plan was definitely for you to miss first. 100%.
Dude. Oh, I missed it.
Danny, I'm gonna bump it a mile an hour just to make it challenging. Heart rate check, Danny.
Heart rate check in a minute, please. I'm solving puzzles here.
Okay.
He's so bored, he's checking his heart rate. All right, I'm at 151.
I'm at 139.
Not fair. Oh my God, how is it wrong? So I'm at 8 miles per hour, bro.
I'm at 6.
Okay, at least he's missed one.
No, I just bumped it.
You just bumped it up to make it easier?
I just bumped it to make it
because
challenging.
it's that easy for him.
Oh man, this is cool. I think D6, and I fall back. Ah, I missed.
Hey Sam, look at this position.
What you got? Yeah, just
It's
go
a 4.
up and.
End of the line. Queen
I
in.
missed again.
Yes, Sam is missing. I have a chance.
I'm at 8. I think we're at the same, right?
How many points you got?
7,500.
Oh, he's got more points than me.
Ooh, this one's nice.
Dude.
I got a rook second here. Double check. Yeah. Queen in.
Getting.
Ah, mouse slip.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Woo.
Oh no. Oh my gosh, I'm at 9.
I've been at 9 for a while, Danny. Come on. Here we go. Queen D2. Come on.
If I get to 10,
mouse slip. I hit 10. Oh my God. No, retry.
Oh no. I'm at 10.
Come on.
I think I'm gonna tap out.
All right, I got a queen sack.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm getting my heart rate. I gotta go 10.
I'm out, Danny.
Oh, I won.
The mouse slips were killing me, man.
Sam, any last words?
Ow. Handshake.
Good game.
Handshake.
This was the Puzzles Path Runners Challenge. Give it a try. Let us know in the comments section what you think. Peace out, everybody. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that video with Danny and I playing treadmill chess. The big thing is that we didn't hurt each other. Neither of us got hurt. But I'd also shout out that we got to play with another puzzles feature there that you should definitely check out. We're looking at Puzzle Rush and Puzzle Battle today, which is incredible. But we've also just revamped our puzzles on Android and iOS. It's going to get a new facelift very soon on web. Check it out. It has a whole bunch of fun streaks and other kinds of things that really make it even more fun to solve puzzles, which is already a great experience. So check that out if you haven't already. But let's focus in here on our grand final. It's Andy Woodward and Ray Robson. We've already seen today a tremendous matchup that was dead even right at the beginning, but then Andy pulled away and won 5-2. We now get the rematch, and this is also a rematch of last year because in the 2024 Puzzles Championship, it was Ray Robson who won his 5th title in a final against Andy Woodward, winning 5-3. So Ray is just absolutely clutch in puzzles, but it's been looking like Andy's event so far. This rematch is going to be so exciting. Pepe, what are you expecting right here?
Well, I expect a great fight. I know that Ray Robson has won every competition every year, but looking about what happened today, I think Andy is the favorite. No, he scored like close to 60 almost in every rush, and it's not has been the case for Ray. So I think Ray has to, of course, to improve a little bit in order to get this final.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Andy has been so impressive, scoring close to 60 almost every rush. He's gotten multiple 60s. And in that last one against Ray, we saw him score a 62, which is the top score that we've seen so far in this event. He has just been absolutely stunning. And it's so fun to watch him just open up hot and just really, 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 really fast. And then as he gets to the end, he manages to keep it up. It's an incredible mix of speed and accuracy. And he doesn't seem phased when he misses one either. It's not uncommon for him to miss one a little bit early, but he just keeps going. Other players, when they miss one, they may miss another one soon after. They start to seem a little rattled, but not Andy.
Yeah, and also very important to note, I think, so Andy's less tired, I would say, because he's done one less match. So I think that could also be in his favor. And I think they're already ready, or almost ready to start this grand final.
Absolutely. We see them chatting. It looks like they might be chatting with each other or the event coordination team. I'm not 100% sure. But Ray's seeming to bring some good vibes. He looks, he's adjusting his camera. We saw at the end of his last match, he was a little frustrated when he missed one at the very end, despite winning the match and having a good score. But he seems to have his good spirits back.
So what do you guys think out there in the chat? What's your pick for this final? Is Ray or Andy? Andy or Ray? 14 years old kid versus a 30 years old.
It's insane to me every time you say it, even though I know it's true, to think about Andy being 14. This is the year 2025. He was born in this last decade. I don't know his birth year, 2010 or 2011, but within that space, that's insane. And he's so, so good. It makes me feel so old, but in a way that carries just a ton of respect for who he is and who he's going to be as a player as he continues to just get better.
I mean, when Andy was born, I had already finished university, so it makes me feel so old.
I
started already.
Well into grad school at that point.
Right.
They're underway. Andy is opening with just a bit more speed, but it's close. Ray has often been in the last match a number of puzzles behind, but he's only like half a puzzle behind. It's very, very close here at the beginning, which bodes well. Ray's strength is always his closing. Oh, but Andy just solved 2 and he's opening up a little bit. That is the gap that is hard for Ray to overcome.
Yeah, he's already leading by 4 points. Let's see what happens in the left side of the screen. So what is going on with that king on h5? Well, they're just too fast, Background problems there. 2 kings in the center of the board. There's mate on a8 as well. Now, what is going on with this bishop on b1? Looks so bad. h3 maybe to stop king g4? Yeah.
Wow. I'm kind of offended that one can win a position with a terrible bishop on b1 like that. But I guess the knight on b2 is also trapped, and ultimately it's a puzzle. So all that matters is the tactical details.
Exactly. There's mate on b7, so you need to put some piece on b4. That's it.
Andy's still ahead, 51-49.
Wow, 51-51. 1 minute left. Extremely balanced. Now,
miss
one
from
mistake
Andy. That's
for
the first
Andy.
miss from either player.
Right. So Ray leading right now with 52. So let's go to check Ray's board right now. What's going on there? He's stuck in that position.
Both players are stuck. Neither knows what to do here. The king steps up.
So you have a check on, yeah.
And Ray missed it, and Andy solved it. But Ray moved on more quickly, so he's at 53-52.
So it's 54-54 right now, 20 seconds left. 55 for
55.
Ray. 8-6, knight f7 takes. He gets it right. So
Pawns
now
are pushing
Andy needs
through.
one more. Wow.
Queen to pick it up, 57, 56. Andy
Yeah,
X's out.
and-
This is a win for Ray. A statement opening win for Ray. He's got to keep going. He needs to drive up, solve this one. 58. He does it with no time on the clock. 58.
Wow.
That extra point, that might eventually be the margin. Remember, we got to keep those scores high for those tie breaks. Wow. So that was we
Amazing.
were talking at the beginning that Andy's been looking super, super impressive, but Ray opens with the win. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a statement, as you said, first win for the champion. He's saying, I'm here, I won 5 titles, so it's not going to be easy for Andy, of course.
Absolutely. And Ray just seems like he just loves this. He loves puzzles. He loves this event. You feel like Ray is looking forward to this every year. We're going to finish today, and whether or not Ray wins, you kind of get the feeling that he's already going to be counting the days until he gets to to play this
the next one, yeah.
series of battles next year against some other top players.
Yeah, there we go. 25 for Andy, leading by 5 points now.
And this is the margin we were talking about last time, that Andy was consistently putting up some big margins, like 4 and 5 point leads around this point, and that helped him get to victory in the previous match against Ray. He didn't have that last time, and Ray's catching up, right? 27-29, so it's really close.
So I want to ask you guys a question. So how much time do you think you need to process all these puzzles they solve in one rush? So the 58 puzzles they just solved, so how much time do you need to process all the information? Maybe I need 7-8 minutes. I don't know about you guys.
Someone said 2 hours. 10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 hours, 1 to 2 days.
2 weeks, couple of weeks lectures with grandmasters. So
It's
46.
absolutely incredible how fast they are. And we've talked to Pepe about just the speed. Like even you and I, we're barely seeing these positions on the board. We'd like to give a bit more chess commentary on some of the puzzles, but by the time we say anything, they're 4 puzzles deeper. It's just incredible how fast they're solving.
It's just impossible, to follow them. Ooh, rook c5,
Beautiful
rook
mate on the
a5.
A5
Nice
there.
idea. Yeah, from Andy, who is leading now by 5 points.
I like the mate on c1
Looks
too.
very good.
I love these beautiful mates. I don't care whether they're easy or hard. If you've seen them before, I just love beautiful checkmates.
Right. So Ray's coming back, 51 now. He needs 4 more, 3 more now, 52. Let's go and check Andy's
No
board
misses
there.
from Ray. But this feels
No
tough.
misses.
Saw 4, 1 miss.
Yeah. It's going to be impossible. Yeah, 52. He needs 5 more. And only
I wouldn't say
23
impossible,
seconds.
but it feels tough because Andy's still scoring, right? He's up to 58. He's
Right.
going to keep pushing that
Right.
number. He's patient too. I think he knows he's won this. He's struck back.
Right.
59. Is he going to get another 60?
59.
Come on, 60.
60.
No, a miss.
He couldn't.
2
He
seconds.
missed.
Couldn't quite this time. He's put up a bunch of 60s. He's put up a 62. Today, in this moment, he puts up a 59, and Ray gets 56. And I feel like Ray's not happy about something. He's shaking his head. He's got some things to say to the computer or possibly to someone behind the scenes. Not too thrilled with that final moment. Possibly
in
just to
terms
himself
of
as well. He
tiebreaks-
may just be talking to himself. Sorry, Pepe.
Right. No, I was saying that now it's +1 for Andy in terms of tie breaks. So +3 in the second rush and -2 in the first rush. Yeah.
Absolutely. Still super, super close. Tie-break margins shouldn't be too much of a factor yet at this point. It seems like they should still be able to let the puzzles decide things. It's when you
Right.
get that one really bad rush, you start to really worry about the tie breaks and feel like, okay, that was critical. Now I have to win it straight up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. 30 already for both of them. 2 minutes left. No mistakes so far. One miss for Andy now.
I have.
Oh, two misses, yeah.
Oh, wow.
36.
Three.
No, this could be
Andy
extremely
is-
decisive now. Because if
Wow.
if Ray scores like 50, tie breaks are gonna be in his
This
favor
is massive.
in most of cases, yeah. Yeah.
Ray's going to push this number as high as he possibly can. We've got 1:40 just to watch the master at work. How many can he solve?
Right.
It's almost impossible to imagine that tie breaks don't favor Ray at this point. So Andy is going to need to win 4.5 or 5. He's going to have to win it on the board. He can't count on tie breaks. Wow. Keep in mind, though, if Ray does win, which things are looking better and better for him, there's going to be a reset. If Andy wins, he wins the puzzles championship, but Ray will have to win again in another best of 4 after that because he's been defeated once by Andy.
Exactly. So now it's very important to check your opponent's screen because now he probably knows that Andy already failed, so he can play more consistent, right? So it's important to add more points to the score, right? Yeah, so now it's plus 16 in this rush for Ray Robson.
Wow. And Ray's really putting it on right here and looking so good. He can get still a very, very high score. Of course, the margin's big. 54 is already a big score, but 34 seconds to run up the score. I have heard from the event coordination team. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say this, but as Ray was talking to himself after the last rush where he was frustrated with the outcome where he did lose that one, he dropped a word I can't maybe say, but he said sloth as well. So that is his characterization of his play there. Sloth. He was feeling like it was just too slow and admonishing himself to speed it up.
Yeah, and as the user
Right.
Jactavius82 is saying that these are the 2 longest minutes of his life for Andy. Yeah, we can see that he is extremely frustrated on camera.
And it's the first time he's been frustrated too.
Right.
He has looked so calm, so relaxed, cheerful throughout. This is the first time he's been frustrated. I guess, though, it is 2 of the longest minutes of his life. It's not fun to watch your opponent run up the score and know that they're crushing this tiebreak, and you really aren't going to be able to make that up. You would need their help to make up that tiebreak. But it does also let him calm his nerves, right? Like you have a bad experience, it can rattle you. If he had to start the next rush right away, it could be challenging. So at least he has 2 minutes to breathe, to kind of be like, all right, that was a moment, but let me just kind of collect myself and put my best self on in the next one.
Yeah, and he's coming back strong now, leading by 5 points margin. Sorry, no mistakes so far. It looks like he is now a little bit calmer and doing really well.
And I see a comment in the chat saying, what title does Ray have? Ray is a grandmaster and Andy is a grandmaster. Andy is one of the youngest grandmasters in the world at 14, and he became a grandmaster at 13. So just both, of course, are tremendous talents. I think Ray himself became a grandmaster at 14. When he did that, it was, of course, big news in the U.S. chess scene. But Andy has really kind of made a recent mark in the chess world.
And they're saying that he could be playing a bullet game during those 2 minutes. He's able to do that, yeah.
If this was Daniel Naroditsky, then he would have been playing a bullet game in those 2 minutes.
Right.
I feel pretty confident about that.
I also read somewhere that Magnus was playing Blitz after he was getting married, that same day. He was caught playing Blitz on Chess.com as well.
Yes.
We have an addiction, all of us.
Absolutely. I think it was against Daniel Naroditsky too. I feel like for whatever reason, Daniel Naroditsky seems to be the person that someone is like, you know what? It's like 3 a.m. and it's my wedding night, or I had a bad game at the candidates or whatever. Danya's probably up. Let's play a big match right now. It's always Danya in these big moments where people are like, really? Really?
Danya is always there, yeah?
Danya's always there. He's there for you in your moments when you have an addiction and you really want to
Dr. Danya, yeah?
Dr. Danya. Some
So
people
this one's
commenting
going
he's
for
the
Andy,
biggest
yeah?
insomniac. Yeah. 57.
Wow.
58.
He came back really strong.
He used that
58,
time to
two X's.
refocus.
Mm-hmm.
A miss,
Yeah.
both miss out. 3 strikes each, 58-54. So a win for Andy, and that makes it 2-2.
Right.
We're seeing some more comments from Ray as well. Maybe not as much frustration as previously, but he seems to be a little hard on himself in these moments. He's really feeling the tension. He wants this.
Yeah, he probably only needs 2 more wins, but that's still a lot, of course. But in terms of tiebreaks, he's doing really well because of that Andy's collapse. And they go for this 5th rush already.
Yep. Good
Andy
opening
performing
again
extremely
from Andy.
fast. Right. So
It seems like Ray's a bit more invested in this case. Like he was dropping the sloth word. He's got a few expletives he's dropping. And I don't think that was the case in the first match. So he really seems to, at the first match, he was a little more unfazed. And now he's really feeling the tension and the stress seems to be escalating. He really wants this. He wants the reset. He wants his 6th title.
yeah, the title is in danger with Andy, so he really needs to focus. He wants to get it. King F5. Where is the mate there? Bishop H6 and Bishop G5. Wow, Rook E3 at the end. Crazy, beautiful combination.
I love those minor piece checkmates. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Bishop D6 is working. It's black to play. Yeah? No,
That was white.
it was white. Yeah. I even struggled to decide who was playing. That's what I'm saying. It's so tough.
Wow. Yep. And Queen F3, beautiful move there. Oh, is there some issue? Okay, no, we're continuing. Andy's underway. 46-44.
A2. B2
Definitely.
coming.
Andy's frustrated by something. He missed one. Misclick?
Yeah. Probably something like a misclick has happened. But it's now very balanced. 49-47. 1 minute left. 2 X's for Andy. He needs to be really careful.
This is looking so good for Ray. 49-49. 50-49. Keep in mind, Ray's puzzles are also a little bit less difficult. When you've got some misses, your puzzles still get harder. So Andy's got more puzzles. His puzzles are a little bit more challenging at this point than Ray's.
Oh, and he misses and 3 X's. So this one goes for Ray.
Wow. It's going to be 3-2. That means that Andy is going to need to win all of the remaining battles. Or I guess he can split one and win all of the other ones. And that would be the only path for him at this point. But keep in mind, Andy is ahead. So if he loses this match, we get the best of 4 reset. We get a grand finals reset. It's not over. If Andy does manage to get that one draw, the rest wins, or all wins and take the match, then it's just over. He's the new puzzles champion. The second ever puzzles champion. Gukesh is the 18th world chess champion, and Andy has a chance to become the second puzzles champion.
Yeah. So Andy is a little bit frustrated. As you can see, he needs 3 wins in a row. It's going to be very, very tough now. Looks like we are going to the grand finale reset.
I wouldn't count Andy out yet, but certainly good shots, right?
Right. And there we go once again. Coming back strong.
It really feels like Ray has zoned in. Ray's locked in. He's been frustrated, but he's really refocused. Andy's young. And it seems like maybe as he's had a couple of setbacks that he's showing the emotions a little more in ways that it feels like he's a little rattled. Like Ray may let an expletive drop or something, but then he's locked in. Andy feels like he's letting it get to him just a little bit, and that's maybe going to be a difference maker here.
No mistakes so far. 32 versus 29. Let's check the left side of the screen now, guys. What's going on after rook f4? Queen h3, e3. Beautiful. The bishop of b7 working now. Rook c1 was not the move.
Like a mating
First
net,
mistake
not the
for
right
Andy.
Ray also has a mistake. So Andy's ahead. Both have one strike. They both missed the same one. I guess they both went for that rook c1 idea, which was unfortunately not the right mating idea.
Right. Rook b3 is working, probably, yes. Check on e5 and then
Queen
taking on
e5 was
d6.
pretty.
Beautiful. Using the pin. No. Where is the mate? Queen c3? No, rook b3, queen a5. Good move.
What is this? The king had to run? Okay, sorry. And check on f2.
It's good.
I'm
Where's the mate
disoriented
here?
in some of these cases as they're playing black and white and the sides are shifting here. And I'm not immediately clear
Right.
whether they're playing black or white. Because they always see it from the perspective of the player to move, but we see it from white all times. So it's shifting for us.
It's a little bit more tricky for us, yeah?
That's the only reason that we can't see these as fast as they can. The only
Right. Otherwise, we would be scoring 70, yeah? Every rush.
Everyone. Rook f8, evidently not the right move. Super tempting. X
Three
is out.
X's. Wow.
Ray's
So now
nodding his head.
it's done, yeah? Job is done
It's
now.
done. It's going to be 4. No matter what, if he gets an extra 1, it's a clean win. But either way, he has the tiebreak. So he's already won the match. 55, he's won. And technically, there's going to be another rush here, right? Because it's 4-2.
Right.
But because of that rush at 57-36, the third one that you see down there, the tiebreaks are just never going to be sufficient for Andy. So he knows that. The next rush is honestly going to be, I think, a bit performative. Even if Andy has the next 2, there's just no way that he catches the tie breaks. So we're almost certainly going to have a grand final reset at this point.
So what's the margin? I'm just curious to see what's the margin he needs now, Andy, to get back. So Ray has. Oh, sorry, I cannot see that now with the comment. But he needs a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
More
I'm
than
going to let
20
you
probably.
do the math. I promised I wasn't doing math earlier, so if you want to do it, go for it.
Okay.
I see some comments that, Ray could also lose one with 35-2. Like if Andy can have a bad rush and score 36, Ray can as well. Certainly 100% that's true. But I would argue that Ray, knowing his tiebreaks are so good, is going to make him a little more conservative. Like these players really only X out early if they're pushing a little too hard. And Ray knows he just needs to be calm. And I think he's going to score well.
I actually did the math already. He needs plus 25, Sam.
That's so crazy. And he's missed 2. He's not even trying at this point.
Yeah.
See, Andy he's got his head in his hands. He's just kind of going through the motions, and I think he's really just here to collect himself, get a moment, and then he knows he's going into that best of 4 against Ray.
Right.
It's so convincing from Ray, though, especially after having lost the previous match. He's been so dominant here in this second one. It just feels like, there's few certain things in the world. There's death, there's taxes, and there's Ray Robson winning the puzzles championship.
That's one thing for sure every year, yeah?
Absolutely. I see a
So
lot
this
of
one,
sympathy in the chat just for Andy. They can see he's got his emotions on his face. He started so well today and throughout this match, but it's looking rough, and he's going to have to go after some setbacks here into the reset. He's going to have to reset there.
yeah. So everything's balanced. Even after losing this match, they'll go to the reset final, and let's see how it goes. Just trying to recover now emotionally. That's very important to face the grand finale with the best mindset possible. Yeah.
Yep. And Andy's like Andy got his third strike. He's holding his hands. He nearly caught up there, which is remarkable. I mean, again, even if he caught and scored ahead, he would have then had to make up like a 25-point margin in the final one, which isn't realistic. And Andy's reactions didn't indicate that it was, but it was impressive that he had basically caught up. Because when he got the second strike, like he even took his hands off the mouse and everything. But the fact that he then refocused and managed to take it to about 51-51 is incredible.
Yeah, and the match is finished. It's 5-2 for Ray Robson. I don't know if they're going to have a small rest before the reset final, Sam, or
I think hearing no. We're going to head straight into it. They get a bit of a moment, but we're going to stay here and discuss kind of what to expect in the final, but no commercial break. So definitely don't go anywhere. Everyone in chat, they might want some moments to get like a hand massage or something, shake things out after that really tense match, but they don't get a lot of time. We're going to be continuing very, very quickly here. Comment in the chat saying the Rook A2 mouse slip was costly. It did seem like there was a moment where Andy had that kind of mouse slip and he was frustrated. And once he was frustrated, it didn't seem like he was able to kind of get back the mojo that he'd had when he defeated Ray at 5-2 earlier.
So Sam, in your opinion, who's going to win?
I have been predicting that Andy is going to win yesterday and at the beginning of today. And what we just saw from Ray has me thinking I was wrong. How could I question Ray? This is going to be a sixth title and he's going to win. What are you thinking, Pepe?
It's like this reminds me to the Ding versus Gukesh World Championship, right? So nobody was betting for Ding, but then after 2 games, everybody wanted to bet for Ding. So here it's like Andy was scoring super well before this match, but now Ray came and then said, I'm the champion, and he did really an amazing job. So I would say that more people now are betting for Ray Robson. I'm gonna say Andy. Once again, he's coming back really strong to beat Ray Robson in the reset final.
All right, so I've got Ray, you've got Andy. We flipped a little bit here. I think in either case, it's just really exciting to see these two clash. We've got a clash across generations, a little bit of a clash of styles. 2 great players, 2 great people. And it's just so fun to watch them go head to head. I think as someone who is no longer anywhere close to 14 like Andy is, it's always good to see someone like Ray, really hold their ground, like you say, and you want to see them show like, hey, I've been doing this a while. I've got something. You still got a few things to learn, which is also inspirational for Andy. I think, I can't remember who, but one really talented player one time said, I think it was Alireza. Like, I didn't win this match, but that's inspirational for me because it shows I've still got room to learn. If I was already able to go and defeat the best in these formats, that would mean that that I already kind of achieved my peak at 14, and that's not true. Andy's still got some room to improve and some things to learn from Ray.
Of course. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. So I see a lot of comments in the chat. So some people rooting for Andy, some people rooting for Ray. So it's divided between the audience.
And we see some, I see some comments as well asking about the format. Same format basically as we've had all day. It's just that it's a reset. So instead of being best of 8, we are looking at best of 4. So the stakes are as high as they can get. I mean, these two could go at it for a long, long time, and just one mouse click, one mouse slip can really be decisive here. We see that breath from Andy. He's really trying to focus. Ray is bouncing. Ray seems to have the mojo. Stretching out his nose a little bit, a little flare to get the aggression flowing. Ray's ready to bring it.
Do you think they're nervous or not at all?
Everything in Andy's body language is saying that he's a bit nervous now to me. Whereas
Right.
Ray, I think it's more hyped. I think Ray lives for these moments.
Right.
Yeah. I'm curious what what do you think, Pepe?
Yeah, I think Ray has more experience, so probably he's less nervous. And they started already in the first rush, 17-14 for Andy. Once again, very strong in the first part of the rush. Let's see what's going on those puzzles, guys. Let's just try to focus a little bit. Queen c4 mate. Takes an e4, that's a queen. Yeah.
So fast.
Wow.
Click, click, click. The D7
So
knight
fast,
falls.
no mistakes. Mate on the H file. Mate on the H file once again with the rook on H1. That's great.
Big sack on G6. Then it was hard.
Wow,
Nice.
beautiful mate
Got a
on
queen
D8.
sack with G7. Yeah.
Queen
I love
sacrifice,
those.
beautiful. Right.
Queen B8. That one
Wow.
wasn't that hard a moment ago, but you're like focused on H7, and then the queen goes to B8 instead.
And then we saw another queen sacrifice on H2 in order to bring the rook to H5 and the mate on H1. Beautiful queen sacrifices here in these puzzles.
Got to be a mating net here with the king on A5. He's hunting for it.
Where is the mate? Where is the mate? I don't
There's
see
also
it.
mate hanging on
C4.
F1. There it is.
Wow.
Who would have guessed that the rook going to D5 would mate the king on D4 there? That did not feel like that
Wow.
was going to be the conclusion.
So rook H7. Mistake from Ray Robson, from Andy, sorry. But he's leading by 4 points. 51-46 now. 1 minute left.
It looks like an edge for Andy. Really close.
Oh, two
Another miss. 52.
misses from, yeah.
Rook takes F2 as mate.
53.
No misses from Ray. Flawless accuracy so far.
Wow. Now F5 is not possible because it's a draw after knight takes F5, maybe king F6, but then knight H5. So what's the move? Bishop G4, maybe bishop F7 to control the knight. That's it. 55.
Those end games are so
Two
accurate.
mistakes.
2 pieces, but it's so accurate.
Wow. King F8, and then
Oh,
there's
is that a
staircase,
repetition?
yeah?
Oh, it's a staircase, and then wow, and then it's mate on with the king on the opposite rank. That was hilarious. That's my favorite puzzle we've seen so far.
Yeah, that reminds me to some video from Nakamura, yeah, where he does a staircase, which went extremely viral. It's 10 seconds. Ray needs 2 more. It's going for Andy. 7 seconds.
57.
Ray needs 1 more.
You can do
He
it.
does it. They do
58?
it. 58.
Is this a
It's
tie?
It's a tie.
Wow.
Crazy.
Absolute split. 2 strikes for both. 58-58. What an opener to this grand finals reset. That is amazing. That is everything we want from these two. So stunning.
Right. Wow.
And they're
Amazing
both
start.
sitting on the same puzzle right there at the end as well.
And,
All right, we're
yeah,
back
they started
underway.
once
Half,
again.
half.
Let's go. Andy always starts leading, you know. He's extremely well prepared for the first puzzle, you know. He does it immediately.
It's incredible.
Background problems.
I would love to see like a screensaver that's just puzzles being solved like this. It's kind
Right.
of mesmerizing to watch.
So, guys, let's check the left side of the screen all together. A5, beautiful.
Queen takes C4 coming? Nope. Queen takes H7.
Queen G5. Oh, 1 miss for Ray. 33
Mate over
versus
on B3.
28.
This is looking good for
Bishop
Andy.
H6.
He could really use this win. Rook F6 to distract the other rook, and then you promote.
Yeah,
Queen
8
second, royal
points
four.
margin. It's a lot, yeah? It's a lot.
That's crazy. And a strike advantage. This one looks like it's going to Andy. This could be a big one. This one could turn the tables. And this margin
Right.
so far is pretty significant. It could be a big thing for the tie breaks as well.
Yeah, but Ray's coming back. Only 6.5 points margin only now. Ray making, once again, a really, really strong coming back. 4 points only. Behind 3 points. 48-45. It's crazy what he's doing in the last part.
Wow. 2-3.
50-47.
50-47.
King F8 now. Andy is not seeing that puzzle. Now he finally manages to solve it. 51-49. Ray's now a
got
little
those
bit
two
stuck in
strikes.
that puzzle. Queen G6.
Ray has to pass him. He doesn't need to tie him because he's got worse tie breaks with 2 strikes. He's got to pass him. 53-51, 54-51.
Wow, 45 seconds.
How are they in the mid 50s
Queen
with 40
D2.
seconds left?
And 2 X's for Andy as well. 55 versus 52.
56,
Yeah,
53?
53, 57.
57,
Wow.
53?
No, it's
Wow.
It's going to be for Andy, I think, yeah? 4 puzzles. And
And
just
that's a
disappears.
third
Yeah,
miss
3
for
X's.
Ray. Ray shakes his head. He lets out some words, steps away. Andy can still score more, which is big for tie breaks. 59. He could get another 60. This could be one of Andy's best runs.
Wow.
60.
60.
Boom.
There we go.
61? 61. Second highest score so far in this competition. Andy got a 62 earlier. 61, his second best score. No one else has managed to score over 60. Wow. That is incredible.
Crazy. And I see that
we
Ray
were
Robson is
saying-
extremely focused now, yeah? He wants to make a comeback.
Big performance from Ray in that previous match as he brought about this grand finals reset. But Andy just showed up in a big way. We talked about maybe he's rattled and so forth. He just scored 61-53. So that is massive. It's going to be a huge thing in the tie breaks. And Ray is really going to need to get this one. A split one is so unlikely, but it's probably not good enough.
It's amazing how fast they bring the queen from A1 to H8. You know, I need like 3 seconds. They do it like in 0.1 seconds. It's amazing. Yeah?
Absolutely.
The board
I
is just too
completely
big for me.
Yesterday, we were talking about the meta strategy of shrinking the board so that it's easier to move the mouse across. So instead of having like the full browser, you put it like in a corner of the browser. I do that a little bit. Jimis really minimized it yesterday. But it is incredible. Their mouse speed is so fast and it's so precise. Like we aren't seeing the mouse today,
Right.
but we saw it yesterday. Like when I'm moving, it's jittering around the screen and such like that. They're just boom, 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 boom. The cursor has like no error to it as it moves. It's stunning.
Maybe that's an interesting question to ask them if they train these things, you know, just to move the mouse from one square to another one, you know, without solving any puzzles, just to improve the speed, you know.
I heard someone comment yesterday that they had seen Andrew Tang do that kind of training. So certainly Ray and Andy might also be doing that. That's a great question. Hopefully we can ask that in the interview afterwards. 44-44, 45-45. They're neck and neck with Andy with one more strike.
Wow, 2 X's for Andy, so he's in real danger right now. 47 for Ray. 48-47. Looks really bad for Andy now with 2 X's. He needs to slow down a little bit.
For Ray to get the comeback and tie it up.
It's 50 already, so let's check what happens on the right side of the board right now.
Both looking for this mate
Bishop
on the
F5.
H-file somewhere. Not mate, but you win the queen.
Takes rook c4 and the knight is trapped on e4. Beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. I would never have been looking for that knight trap.
That's so fast. It's just amazing. Now, how do we stop that pawn on b7? Rook f5, rook f8. There we go.
Incredible
Yeah, and
defensive
it's
play.
going for Ray, yeah? 3 X's for Andy. So it's 1.5 versus 1.5. But now tiebreak really matters, so he's trying to solve one more. So, Sam, so in case they draw the last rush, what happens? Because we should already know. So
I don't know. That's such a great question. I would love to see that. I think that is the best possible scenario. They've been so neck and neck, 5-2 victories so far, tied here. I want to see a draw. That's all I want. I just want to see a draw.
I think so. If they make a draw, I think this goes to Andy, right? Because he's got better tie breaks. So I think Ray needs to win this. After 2-2, Andy has better tie breaks.
He should. That second one was really, really critical.
Right. So Ray needs to win this. So this is the last rush, guys. What happens?
There was some kind of issue for a moment where there was a tech issue. Puzzles didn't load. They're restarting. So just taking a moment. Just trying to increase the tension here as we head in. Just trying to really maximize the tension.
Well, some small issues for Andy.
Pepe, I think you would know about this joke, but someone commented they just got to take a moment before they start the next one because they've got to unbox new laptops for both competitors.
Right. Yeah, I know about
just
that.
Just going to take a moment, unbox new laptops. You need a new laptop for every single rush. Just hang on, chat. We'll be continuing again shortly.
I still have those laptops, at home.
You do?
Home. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Like 7-8 laptops, So.
Yeah. We lost Ray, I think, for just a moment. So everyone's just trying to ramp up the tension as we head into this fourth and super, super critical final rush. I mean, this is the final rush, right? I talked about how it would be amazing to have a tie here. But the tie breaks aren't going to be that way. Ray has to win.
Right.
It's going one way or the other.
There's no possible tie with 2-2. It will be going to to Andy. So that's why Ray needs to win. If Ray wins, he wins. If Ray loses or they draw, it goes for Andy. So Andy a little bit favorite in this last rush, yeah?
Yep.
But anything can happen.
And we're focused on the players. Pepe, tell me what you're anticipating right here.
I said that Andy is going to win this, so I cannot change now. My opinion. So they have some little technical pause. What do you think, guys, on the chat? Are you having fun?
I see people calling for a world blitz championship situation. Really, what should happen is they both just leave right now, and they all agree that they are both the puzzles champion.
Yeah,
that is
you will have to decide that.
It's too late. Yeah, that is not what's happening. We are underway. This is the decisive moment. 21-18. It is 2.5 minutes to glory right here. So. An incredible situation. Good start for Andy. He's up. He's got that big lead that he likes to get at the beginning.
It's 29 versus 24. Let's check what happens on the left side of the screen. Queen b8. What's going on there?
The pieces are flying.
Okay,
there was a beautiful mate there with the rook over on the H file.
But Ray Robson is coming back. Only 3 points margin now. 36-32. What's going on?
Queen got into trouble over there. Another queen in trouble.
Right. D3, D2. That's a queen.
How are you?
But there's mate on G7. He's right. He needs to stop that. Ray Robson coming back. 38 now.
But he's got one strike. Decent situation for Andy. Someone asked, how are they so fast? We have no idea. We just watch and enjoy.
But not. Ray's now performing extremely fast, 41, only 2 points behind. Just 1 point behind.
B5, right? Rook B5, Rook C5, and then knight E5 gets away. Yeah.
Right. So 75 seconds to finish this. 2 X's for Ray Robson. He's in a desperate situation, but now he's coming back to 45.
He's focused. He's got the one that Andy just solved a moment ago. 47-45. 48-45.
Wow.
He's stumped. He gets it. 48-46.
He gets it. It's 49-46. Wow, Andy
so
performing
tense.
extremely well now. He saw turns, a lot of nerves here.
We talked about that Andy seemed a little rattled, but now he's really focused. He seems to have put that aside. 50-47, 2 strikes each.
2 X's, yeah. 30 seconds. 52.
52-48.
He's got it.
It's looking like Andy.
49 for Ray.
49.
Yes,
Only 23 seconds left.
4 points ahead. Andy looks like he's winning. 40-54.
15.
He
14.
has it. 3
It's
X's
a third
and he
strike.
gets it.
Andy immediately knows
That's
it.
it.
He pumps his fist. He is thrilled. Andy is the new Chess.com puzzles champion. Wow. What a big moment for Andy. Face in his hands. He's so relieved. Wow. Great performance from Ray. Ray has won 5 puzzles championships. He has shown today exactly why he is the GOAT in this format, but we have a new puzzles champion, Andy Woodward, defeating Ray Robson in the final 2.5, 1.5 after a grand finals reset. That is absolutely stunning. What is your reaction, Pepe?
I have enjoyed a lot this final. You know, he looks so happy. You know, I'm really happy for Andy. You know, and also kudos to Ray Robson. I mean, every year, you know, he gives us a lot of joy. You know, with his fights and his ability to solve these puzzles. And of course, you know, it's an amazing player. But this time, 14 years old kid, he gets the title. Maybe this is the beginning of a new era. Sam, what do you think?
Absolutely. I saw a comment in the chat that this is the beginning of a dynasty. We had a Ray Robson dynasty with 5 championships, and now Andy has won his first and is the reigning puzzles champion. So this may be the beginning of a dynasty. But we are going to go to a quick break after that incredible action. We are going to be back with Andy Woodward to talk with him about the title he just won.
Does it bother you that I have more followers on Instagram than you?
Yes, it does.
It's so good, this show. This show is so good. Have you ever been jealous of me?
I think when you qualify to the candidates, probably.
Yes, it does.
That's probably one. Yes, it's probably one.
You are close, so
yes,
I can understand.
For sure.
Do you think you would be a better influencer than a chess player?
Honestly, like it's so, for me, like being an influencer is so much less rewarding than being a chess player. I see it just as like a byproduct that might slightly help me in my chess, and that's why that's why it's a thing.
Probably true, but there are some other thoughts. He has some other thoughts around that, so maybe he have been thinking about it or something like that. There's more to his answer than he just replied.
Do you like look down upon influencers?
A little bit, yeah.
More than a little bit.
It's a logical consequence of my previous answer.
See how I trapped you in that zone,
you fully trapped me. Yeah, influencers hate me now. Please keep retweeting, guys. I love you. Hashtag love you all.
Do you think you will ever become world champion?
I think actually I might.
Yes.
Ambitious. Where do you get your optimism from?
I'm so happy. No, I'm so happy. You see, like the work I'm doing on myself is working. No, but I think like I'm a good player, honestly. I think I'm a good player. I'm not too impressed with the people at the top right now. Yeah, Gukesh will likely become world champion. I don't see him as someone much better than me, so I'm okay.
Hey everybody, it's Danny here, and as you may know, Chess.com and Chessable are now one, and I'm here to show you how you can make your Chess.com and Chessable one in just a few clicks. To start, let's log in and connect our Chess.com account. I just scroll right here above the browser and click Login. Scroll down and click Continue with Chess.com. Now, if you're already logged into Chess.com, it's just going to ask you if you want to approve that connection. I'm going to say yes, sir. But after approving, it'll bring you right back to the Chessable homepage. Now, the Puzzle Connect feature can be found under Tools, and you click Puzzle Connect. Now, what that does after you type in your username is it's going to pull positions from the games you played on Chess.com, create your very own personalized Chessable course, and then quiz you with the positions where you may have missed the best move. And the more you play on Chess.com, the more games it will have to quiz you as long as your account stays connected. It's pretty sweet, and it's going to help you get better learning from the mistakes in your games. Yes, this is a pro feature at Chessable, but if you go to chessable.com/link, you can get 30 days of Pro for free.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Chess.com Puzzles Championship. We have a new Puzzles champion, Grandmaster Andy Woodward, right here. So excited to have you with us, Andy. And we just want to ask, first of all, how did you feel today in all of these matches? What did you think about your solving and the experience of competing against these other players?
I guess coming into today, I didn't really have any expectations. I was just going to try to have fun and play my best. I played Ray last year, and we've played some matches over time, and he's usually been the favorite. So I was fortunate that I could play well today. And yeah, overall, I mean, it's really fun just like playing lots of really strong puzzle battle players over the course of this time. So, yeah.
Amazing. You mentioned having played Ray, of course, last year, which we were talking about on broadcast a lot, as you must imagine. It was super exciting to watch last year, and everyone was looking forward to a rematch this year. Had you done anything this year to prepare to kind of get in position to bring your best self? Were you looking forward to this particular event and putting in some work ahead of time?
Yeah, I guess in the middle of December is around when I started practicing, because I'd finished my over the board tournaments at a bit of a busy schedule, and then I had a bit of time to like relax at home and practice. So I spent that time pretty much just doing like Puzzle Rush, Puzzle Battle with some friends and like doing practice. And I guess I was kind of trying to work on like mouse slipping less because I'm like really inconsistent usually. And I have lots of like really bad runs here and there. But yeah, I was happy that I didn't slip as much today.
Okay, so congratulations, Andy. It's really nice to meet you here and to talk to you. So I have a couple of questions for you. So the first one is, how has puzzles improved your game, for instance?
Yeah, I guess it's helped a lot in my classical chess a lot as well because it like lots of the patterns of the earlier puzzles are easy to like get your like brain thinking in the middle of a classical game. Like you start seeing ideas that could lead to eventually some sort of checkmates or like winning material tactics. So Yeah, I guess it's just, I guess, made um, sort of like a way for me to spot tactics easier in my real games.
And Andy, this year, of course, was a rematch, as we mentioned, from last year, where you took it to a 5-3 final against Ray, and this year you came out ahead in such a dramatic match. It's only been 1 year, but as you know, you are a super, super young competitor in the field. You are the youngest competitor in the field today. Do you feel much stronger or better at this format a year later after the match from last year?
I guess not much has changed, to be honest. I guess it's just a lot of confidence that I've gained over the past year or so. Like lots of times, when I have bad rounds, I would just like collapse for the rest of the time. But then um, I was lucky to have like after the first grand final, I had a bit of time to try to recover from that really bad match. So he played really well too. So.
Okay, so Andy, I have another question for you because I'm extremely slow. For instance, to bring my queen from A1 to H8, I need like 2 seconds, you know? So how do you work on speed, for instance, and precision when solving problems? Do you use any special software for that or something?
No, I guess I have played a couple like speed click test games over time, but not really. I don't really use it for training. I guess just playing lots of online chess has helped my speed improve.
Right.
And we have a few questions from the chat, Ray. So one question from Valbuena92, and the member asks, did you feel extra pressure in the final compared to the rest of the tournament when you were facing a legend like Ray? Certainly watching it, you seemed so relaxed in general yesterday and today, but when going against Ray, it did feel like the pressure ratcheted up. Is that correct? What were you feeling?
Yeah, I guess I was kind of hoping that I could play better in the first set of the grand final because I knew that this was pretty much like the worst scenario that could happen. So I was like really, yeah, like I guess I was really stressed in the middle. But yeah, fortunately it worked out.
Okay, and another question from another user. In this case, Eren Jagger Bomb 69 is asking, how will you celebrate, Andy? And what will you do with the prize?
Probably just play more puzzle battle to celebrate. I mean, it's fun just playing it in general. It's kind of relaxing and just takes my brain off of other things. Yeah, spend the money. I mean, probably just save it. I don't really spend money a lot, so um, probably save it.
A professional approach. One other question from the chat from, I think, Davey B, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And he just asked if you've remembered to do the daily puzzle on Chess.com.
I can't say I have. I I didn't. I haven't done it in a while actually. But yeah, that was a good thing. I probably should do it. So just to say I do it. It's nice.
Yeah. Well, it may not be the best puzzle suite for you when you're solving like thousands per day, but maybe a good reminder to members in the chat. Daily puzzle can be good for them if they want to check that out. In any case, Andy, congratulations! It's so exciting to watch you today. We were thrilled to watch all of your matches, all of your rushes, and of course, especially this set of matches against Ray was just incredibly entertaining. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And good luck in all your future endeavors and events.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys.
There you have it, everyone. You see the full bracket here. It is Andy Woodward, who we just had in our interview there, who emerged victorious and is our brand new Chess.com Puzzles champion. This was so fun. And Pepe, what are your thoughts on this incredible event?
Well, I really have a lot of fun with you, Sam, doing commentary on this event, and it's amazing to see these talents, these young players, solving puzzles. I think we can learn a lot from them, and it's been an amazing event, and hopefully we can see them performing extremely well next year as well.
Absolutely. Are we going to see you competing next year? Are you going to contend for the Puzzles Championship, Pepe?
I'm too old, man, just for these kind of things. But I tried last year, so maybe next year I'll give it a try once again. Why not? Just to have some fun, yeah.
There you go. I know that your YouTube channel has been growing recently. People should check that out if they haven't. And maybe that can be an arc for your YouTube channel. Is Pepe competes for the 2026 Chess.com Puzzles Championship. So this was such an incredible event. It was just a blast to watch all these competitors. And Pepe, thank you so much for the opportunity to do commentary with you. Obviously, you're a legend, and it's just great to be in the booth with you.
Same. It's been a pleasure, and I hope the people had some fun as well in the chat. So it is a pleasure to see that you guys interact a lot with us, and we really appreciate that. It makes our work much easier. And yeah, pleasure to work with you, Sam, once again. Really enjoyed it.
All right. Thank you all to everyone who is watching. Andy Woodward is our new Chess.com Puzzles champion. We want to talk just a little bit about the next events we have coming up. The next live stream we have is our stream for Tata Steel. So that is getting underway tomorrow, round 1. We have Gukesh, Anish Giri, incredible players. Be sure to check that out. And of course, also check out other championship events, the community championships, of which the Chess.com Puzzles Championship is a part, is an incredible series. We'll throw a command in the chat. You should compete in future events. We'd love to have you in the field. So Andy Woodward is our Chess.com Puzzles champion. Thank you to all of the Chess.com members and our premium members for supporting these events. It is your support that makes these events possible. Thank you all for a great experience and event and stream.
Thank you, guys.